show a little bit of love to the defensive side of the football as we are going to follow the careers of the #1 overall defensive player in the world of college football 26. And right off the bat, we start off with the #1 player in the entire nation, regardless of position. Landing at Oregon, Nate Tuahu is going to be an absolute monster. Elite development. We starting off hot right out the gates with a really nice player. And I just want to see what's the diversity of positions that we're going to be getting, as #2 is going to be a cornerback, Marquise Beaver out of Oklahoma, looking pretty solid here. #3 overall recruit. We're going to see how long it takes for any of these guys to get on the field. I'd imagine not too long with the type of caliber of players that we are going to be having, as yeah, Tuahu is already up to, with boosts and with everything added on top, a 88 overall Marquise Beaver impact dev, and he ends up at SMU as well, which is definitely not one of the top premier schools that you're going to see these guys landing at. I'd imagine we're going to see a lot of Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, the typical suspects. As already we could see Oregon is in the playoffs, and interestingly enough, they're taking on SMU. Now, Beaver isn't a starter. He is like a 4th or 5th corner on the team, depending on how they have their slot stuff fixated and set up. But yeah, he's not going to be playing here, or maybe he will in like some dime packages, but it's mainly going to be Tuahu in the game, as Oregon and SMU 21-21 your score, as Oregon's quarterback fumbles immediately on his drive where he runs it for what seemed like it was going to be a big gain. SMU though gets the takeaway. Both these teams tied at 21, both these teams 10-3, both these teams lost their conference championship, and we're going to see who is the better of the two conference runner-ups, as play action for SMU. Thrown to the outside, left side of the field, gets around the cornerback after making the grab, and to the 31-yard line. High snap, draw play action though, and they dump it down to the tight end for another first to the 18-yard line. Gain of 13 on the play. Swing it out on the motion, and no orbit bubble working out there, as it'll be 3rd down and 11. I don't know why we're switching cameras to the other side, but regardless, they're going to throw for a first down and more to the end zone, where he just barely can't get in. Knocked over the pylon, but regardless, SMU punches it in for the score, 28-21, and with 7 minutes to play, Oregon going to try to run through this defense. They're running back over 100 yards of the game. Play action for Oregon over the middle, and in traffic, incomplete. 3rd down and 10 from their own 30. Blitzing in from SMU, and they get the hot read out, but short of the line. 4th and 2, they punt it, so the pressure at least caused the quick throw. Defense for Oregon back out there. Keep an eye on Tuahu, who's coming in on a blitz right now, and he actually gets in! And I think we'll get credit for half a sack on that one to end the drive, so good on him to make a play to disrupt things, as Oregon with the football back now at the 47-yard line after a quick catch and run. Screen here will get them 4. 2nd down and 6 as we're under halfway to go, and this corner read option stopped. 3rd down and 7 as Oregon hit as he's throwing, but he got it off. Completed. 1st down. Spin it out of bounds to the 29. Way to take a shot there and deliver, and another good throw. Julian Lewis over here transferring to Oregon and just playing some really good football right now. 13 yards out, hand up. They're gonna try to let the running back finish things out. 3rd and inches though. Will they get it here? And they will. Touchdown Oregon. And we're all tied up in a good first game to start off the video, as SMU's running back's got room. And a big run to the 34. Plenty of time to try to move this football out and get a game-winning field goal try as the receiver. There's 3 defenders out there, but he still got 9 yards on the play. Now getting the 1st down and a good chunk afterwards on the run at the Oregon 42. Now 2nd down, angle route, running back sneaking out of the backfield. He'll have 8. 3rd down and 1. They're going to throw it from the shotgun, and he's moving right. He's got to do something here. He's being chased, and he's sacked. And at the 38, they're going to try a 55-yard field goal kick. No good. Just right at the 2-minute warning. Oregon with great field position, looking at maybe 15 yards for field goal range, and they'll have a 1st down here at the 49-yard line. Now it's Oregon's chance to get this thing done in regulation. 3 yards, 90 seconds to play as they hit a quick pass right at the line. It's 3rd and inches. That's so close. And on 3rd and inches, they're actually going to throw it. It's a flag. It's caught, but there is a flag. And no, that is just heartbreaking. Back them up 10 yards. No field goal range for you. And you'll not even get the first down. So we're down to a minute. SMU has it right back as they take a sack here. And after taking that sack, they're just going to let the clock trickle down to overtime. And already, yeah, first game of the video, we're in overtime. Why not? I guess we're in for an eventful video with the defenders here as SMU already 22 yards on the first play. Now 1st and goal. Can you find the end zone here? Yes, you can. Touchdown, SMU. And then the pressure put on Oregon. They need a touchdown here, and they're going to get a good start as well. Both SMU and Oregon inside the 10 immediately, and Oregon down to the 3 just like how SMU was. 2nd and goal. They'll go right side. Incomplete. And it's 3rd down and goal. They send 4, and Oregon throws an interception in the end zone. Oh, Julian Lewis had 4 touchdowns, no picks, and when it mattered most, throwing the interception, as that's a disappointing way to end your season. But for Nate Tuau, he ends up with a really nice year. 98 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, a sack and a half, 13 pass breakups for a linebacker. Incredibly impressive there. And Marquise Beaver, yeah, as the dime cornerback, just 19 tackles, no picks, 3 deflections. Terrence Lambo, the next player, a safety, is going to be headed to Miami. So 3 years, 3 different positions, linebacker, corner, safety. I guess we're going to see if we can get, maybe a couple of every position. We need edge rusher. We need defensive tackle. So we'll see if we have a D-line player next. And Terrence Lambo, a star development. So we have also star impact elite. Hopefully we get as little amount of normals as possible, especially with the top defender. We have Martin Poe being a bust here. He's a cornerback, number 2 player in the country. He still looks really good, but Oregon, meanwhile, moves him to the next season, and they get left on the outside of the playoffs. So they end up with the 13th seed. That is so brutal. Them and Alabama, probably 2 of, if not the 2 best teams to be left out of the playoffs here. Both top 50 in the country, both 9 wins, and both of them probably looking to take out a little bit of anger on one another. Good thing this game isn't too realistic, or all these teams would have just opted out, and we wouldn't have any bowl game action for these players. So no opt-outs here, as Alabama's going to have it to the 30-yard line. They're down by 12 right now, so Oregon trying to hold the lead, and they'll have 3 yards on the carry for a first down. Sweep it to the outside, and 3 defenders in, tackle for loss, 3rd and 14. A field goal won't cut it here, as they need to get the first down, and they do, and it's at the 10. It would have been 4-down territory, but they're not going to have to worry about it quite yet. But not able to run the ball in these situations, as they'll try it again. 2 carries, and they'll lose a bunch of yards on them. It's 4th and goal as they're set up, and into the end zone, incomplete. I think Alabama really just sold there trying to run the ball so much. It clearly wasn't working. They were losing yards every time they handed the football off, and you're in a situation where the clock is running out. They still might have a chance here with a 3 and out if Oregon can't pick up this 3rd down and 5, which they won't do. So Alabama will be set up great field position, and there's no real opportunities for failure here if you're Alabama wanting to come back in this one. 22 yards out after a good play. Quarterback draw inside the 10, slides at the 9, and with 4 to go, they'll try a sweep. I mean, you're trying to run the ball in a multitude of ways, and it's just, aside from that QB draw not working, they'll hit the drag route to get about halfway there, 5 yards out. 3rd and goal, blitz at it, and Oregon gets beat for the touchdown. Alabama now just down by 1 score, and with all their timeouts, 3.5 minutes to go. Far from over. Oregon will need to get a couple of first downs here if they want to end this one. 2nd down and 6, read option. Alabama all over that one. 3 yards, 3rd and 3, as they will throw. 4-man rush, already just feeling the pressure, and he's down. He was a little antsy in the pocket there. He kind of sensed pressure before it even came, and then by the time it did end up coming, he was just too rattled to even do anything about it. He took his eyes away from the downfield areas. Alabama over the top of the defense, and one massive play to get inside the 10 with 60 seconds to go. Bama, just like that, touchdown, and they have the lead. Oregon's done nothing offensively in this fourth quarter, and Bama takes the 3-point lead with the 2-point conversion. As Oregon, well, you need to respond. You've done a whole bunch of nothing. You've had your chance to put this one away, as they'll hit it out to the outside, and on the curl, turns it upfield, breaks the tackle. Oh, 72 yards. And imagine hitting a quick little 10-yard curl and taking it the distance for potentially the win, as we got an action-packed last couple of minutes here all of a sudden. This one wasn't looking too eventful, but it's turned into a wild one. Just 12 seconds to play. Bama just about in Hail Mary range, as they will throw it out of bounds there. 8 seconds to go. You got to go a long way, but I think you have the arm. He'll load up, launch it, and it won't reach, and it's incomplete. They got it inside the 10. But not to the end zone, and it was incomplete regardless. Oregon hangs on for the win, and with an 86 tackle, 3 tackle for loss, he goes down with his deflections, but he ends up with 2 interceptions instead. So, you know, good on him to get some interceptions, some ball production out there aside from the deflections. As SMU, now Beavers is a starting cornerback on this team, so we could properly follow this squad. And SMU back in the playoffs once more. 10-2, number 6 seed, taking on Ole Miss, who was involved in the SEC championship game, but, you know, could not get it done. So we'll see if they can hang on here to this 11th spot and take out SMU. It's a low-scoring 7-6 game. I guess that is more what we're looking for in this video. We're trying to showcase the defenses. You don't want shootouts, even if they're more fun to watch. But we're trying to, you know, lock in on these defenders as SMU looking to push their lead to 8. 3rd down and 1 from the 10, complete for the first down. And at the 2-yard line, goal to go. Straight dive right up the middle. SMU touchdown. They'll kick the extra point to keep it the 1-score game. 14-6 your score, as Ole Miss quarterback scrambling. He's got a lot of room. That was a big run on the scramble there, as now play action from the 41. He'll go down, sacked, and it's 3rd and 20. As he will have time and loft one out. That's close, and they'll call it 4th and inches, but you got to go for it here. It's a good opportunity, and he has it. Not only the first, but a big run all the way to the 20. How you let that happen? As they're in the red zone now. And with time, we'll go end zone wide open. Touchdown. Ole Miss. They'll have a chance to tie this one up with a 2-pointer, and they will with ease. That was a pretty brutal possession for the SMU defense, as their offense now looking to get the lead all the way through a pick on the first play of the drive. And it's SMU running right back onto the field defensively after that poor possession, with the lead about to be lost. 3rd down and 9. They have an easy field goal to give them, and it's going to be a first down inside the 5. It might be a touchdown allowed here, as they'll swing it out to the back. Who's going down for a loss? 3rd and goal, so another chance to get off the field here, and he's not going to get far. Just a single-yard field goal for the lead. Chip shot, 22-yarder. No good. What is it with kickers kicking from far hashes on short field goals in this game, as SMU with a dart up the middle of the field? 41-yard line already, and they're in field goal range. Now, I feel like hitting a 40-yarder is easier than hitting a 20-yarder in this game, and I don't understand it, as it's 3rd down and 2, and they'll throw the bubble outside. 1st and more in the red zone. Oh, hold up. You might be getting too close for a field goal try. You might miss it, and a flag is down after the first. It's going to be on Ole Miss, it looks like, so a pass interference. Doesn't really matter if you accept or decline. Caught it, so it's going to be a 1st down and goal regardless. They'll take it at the 2-yard line. Read option, and he's not a fast quarterback. Oh, no! Fumble, and it's picked up. Oh, miss! That guy does not look like he knows how to run a football, so I don't know why you call a read option there. Maybe they tried to get a little fancy and trick the defense, but that dude was about as slow as dirt and could not take the hit. Now SMU, they did get a 3 and out, so they will have another try at this, but with just 26 seconds to play, needing a little bit more, it looks like they're going to have enough here to get into field goal range. And yeah, that run's going to help out a lot. Get back to the line, spike it, kick the field goal, and they are going to hit it. So that was a big time scare there. I don't know if you deserve to win the game after how that fourth quarter went, but Ole Miss on the Hail Mary, it's going to be picked off at the goal line basically, and that will do it. So SMU back-to-back years with the playoff victory, as they're 10 points in the fourth quarter, just enough to get it done. But they kind of tried to sell that one with a fumble at the goal line and an interception. Speaking of interceptions, well, there is one. Miami already up by 14. And this linebacker, he's fast. That's a pick 6. And Miami up by 21 now. And as we go further into the fourth quarter, Miami's just proving that, yeah, SMU, no match for them. Dominant win, 41-13. So SMU, they snuck by the SEC runner-ups, but not going to take out the ACC title holders. Beaver, an interception, couple deflections, and Martin Poe, the next player, ends up landing at Ohio State. And look at this. It's with the boost, so it's not a natural 99, but he's up there, and with Coach Boost and with everything, he is a 99 overall. Beaver is getting a little bit better. Lambo with a nice jump, 88 overall, all things considered. And Martin Poe, well, he's a normal development. So a normal dev at Ohio State. He's probably going to get lost in the shuffle if I had to guess. And we have a safety up next who has 97 speed with 83 zone. Oh my goodness, talk about my dream safety right there on the back end. Martin Poe ends up with just 11 tackles as like a backup corner for Ohio State. And SMU, meanwhile, no playoff appearance for them, but they will dominate Missouri 26-6 in their bowl game. They finished just on the outside, looking in for the playoffs. We'll get into some action now that's a little bit closer. Miami in the playoffs once more as Lambo starting at safety. 31-20, though, is the score. USC on top with the ball and incomplete, so they'll have to punt it over to Miami. And a quick throw to the tight end will be caught for a catch and run for 5 yards. Second down and 5 as with time. He'll go underneath, and Med breaks the tackle. First down. And he spun off, lost a number of yards, but got it all back and then some. Miami, though, getting sacked by the Trojan defense. 2nd and 16 as he'll find those sack yardage back and get all the way to the first down marker where it's 3rd and 1, but the sneak is no good. 4th and inches, and they'll run it for the first down. Got a little scary there for a moment as Miami desperately needs to find points on this drive, and it looks like they're in long distance field goal range, so you can settle for 3, but you're going to always have to get that touchdown and 2-point conversion eventually as they are going to have it to the 26 now. 5.5 to go on the run. That pass high, but snagged down, and at the 8 for a 2nd and 7 as they'll run for 2 more. 3rd down and 5 as he has a quick drop from under center, floats into the end zone, and a touchdown for Miami. 2-point conversion to make it a field goal game. They'll spread the field. USC sends an extra defender, and he gets through, sack, as USC will keep a touchdown lead at the very least. And with 4 minutes to play, the Trojans can try to run out the rest of this clock, or maybe see if they can put up some more points to make this lead insurmountable, as it's 3rd down and 6 though, and incomplete. All that talk of what USC could do, well, they did none of it. And Miami, that lineman got bulldozed into the quarterback. I feel bad for Miami's quarterback as the screen then set up, lost a bunch of yards on the sack, then only got 1 back on the screen, gets it all on 3rd and 15 though. A gain of 26 as at the 2-minute warning, pump fake, a blitz, and up top, oh, jumped in front and stolen by the Trojan defense. Just lofted that one up there a little too much, and yeah, it's going to be Trojan football with a chance to end it. as they did push him out of bounds there, so save a timeout, but USC first down, and another one will do it as they'll run again. Keep it on the ground, break the tackle. 3rd and 5 with 90 seconds to play. Direct snap to the running back, who's not going to get it. All right, 4th down. They'll punt it away, too. No long field goal tries. They'll make Miami try to go 90 yards to win this game, and that's going to be a 14-yard start. 40 seconds. No timeouts to play. Miami over the middle. That's going to be another first down. Run it back up, spike the football, as it'll be a 3rd down sack. And with 20 seconds to go, hurrying to the line, and yeah, you're going to need a big shot here to try to get yourself maybe in like Hail Mary range and then spike it, then throw one up. Maybe do the throw up here, but no, you throw it short of the sticks. Don't get it, and it is game over for Miami as they go down to USC, who just maintained that lead just enough. Terrence Lambeau, 2 interceptions, 3 deflections, 42 tackles, and we go to Oregon now as, yeah, we got, you know, an on paper with boost 99 overall linebacker taking on Nebraska here as it'll be 4th and 1 for Oregon. They'll send out the field goal unit. Kick on its way. It's no good. That wasn't even like a chip shot field. That was like the sweet spot in this game. Like, you always hit 40-yard field goals, it feels like, and he missed that one. That's more shocking than missing a chip shot. Okay, well, now Nebraska, they did not do anything with the offensive drive, but I mean, on the positive, it remains just a 3-point game, so as long as you keep them out of the end zone, if you're Nebraska, you should be all right and have a chance to tie or win this game. 3rd and 7, chance to get off the field here. Nope, not gonna happen. Oregon keeps the drive alive as they'll go read option and get to the edge. Lineman picks up that block, reaches, first down. That was a good job from the lineman to get out there. They'll go bubble now. Open field tackle, didn't get him down, but got him out of bounds. 3rd and 10 with 7 minutes to play. Nebraska blitz, hit as he's throwing, gets it, and a 9-yarder, not enough for the first, and they'll punt as Oregon's defense will already threaten for a 3 and out. 3rd and 15, throwing it deep. It is gonna be complete. Oregon's defense playing phenomenally right now as the offense and the special teams just needs to do their end. I mean, you've only allowed 10 points to a top 10 team, and you're still on the verge of potentially losing this game as a 4th down from the 44. They're gonna go for it. It's bold. It works though. I do like the boldness and the aggressiveness. As with 5 minutes to play, off the sideline, no, picked off. Nebraska, I guess not stopping them on 4th down turned out to be the good thing for them, as they'll have a chance once again to tie this up or take the lead, as they'll have it at the 41. Plenty of time to run the ball if they want to, like they are right now, and they're in Oregon territory just like that. Play action as he's going to throw middle. It's going to be caught, and it will go for about 7 yards. 3.5 to go. They're going to go goal line on 2nd and 3. And look at the broken tackle, the stiff arm. That's an impressive play by the running back to get free there, as they'll go bubble screen. Out, reaching. Not quite a first down, 2nd and inches. They'll go sweep it to the receiver, and he's driven into the ground, but just enough for the first again. 2 minutes to go. 2nd and 12, they'll go and pick up 10. 3rd and 2. Still just moving along on this drive, but he's not going to get the first here. And Nebraska finally stopped. They'll settle for 3. Field goal good. We are all tied up. Oregon has 1:12 to play to try to win this game. And an incomplete pass there. That ball jarred loose. 2nd down and 10. Run. And nowhere. That's going to be just 2 yards. Nebraska can get the ball back with 50 seconds to go. They're throwing it deep. And 1-on-1. Incomplete. Nebraska gets the stop. They can win the game now. Oregon, what is their offense doing? No! Picked up in a big play all the way to the red zone. 30 seconds to go as Nebraska, it is he's throwing. Oh! Picked off! Picked off! Look who it is! And it's going to be Oregon to the 26-second mark at the 33. And our guy Nate with the 99 overall linebacker picking it off and potentially handing Oregon a victory here. You just got to get a little bit closer. Timeout used after a 10-yarder. 15 seconds to go. There it is. Into the enemy territory and more field goal range. And they get it even a little bit more closer. I'd consider just running it here. They're going to throw. Incomplete. 8 seconds to go. They're kicking it from 52. They missed from 40. But for the win, kick. No good again. Are you kidding me? Nebraska Hail Mary. And we are going to overtime. And Oregon, 2 missed field goals with a chance to win it. And our dude literally gave you an interception, handed you a chance at the victory, and you still messed it up as Oregon. Do you even deserve to win here in overtime at the 10-yard line? Nebraska running the football. He slipped through. And to the 5-yard line he goes. 2nd and goal. To the air. Pressure in and a sack. The defense is trying their best right now. They are trying. 3rd and goal. End zone though. Touchdown. And that was just an open man in Oregon now needing a touchdown to keep overtime alive. Nebraska blitz. They get it out on the running back swing, and he'll have 4 yards on the play. 21 yards out. 2nd and 6. Run game blown up. 2-yard loss. 3rd down and 8 as they're going to throw for the marker. Got it. I mean, this is probably a better situation for Oregon to be in, though, needing a touchdown, because if they sent that field goal kicker out with a chance to tie it up, if they had held Nebraska to a field goal, I'm not sure their kicker would even have hit it, as Oregon gets the touchdown to extend overtime a little bit more. It's double overtime Oregon, ball first, as they will throw for 5 yards. Like I said, though, with the field goal kicking issues, you got to just consider saying, hey, let's just go for touchdowns only. Let's just go for it if the opportunity presents itself. 1st and goal from the 7. Run it up the middle. I don't know if they'll have to worry about that decision, though, because they are at 2nd and goal from the 2. Handing it off. No! 3rd and goal from the 2. And they'll run it again. It looked like the same play, basically, and it didn't work again. 4th and goal from the 1. They'll kick the field goal. I mean, yeah, you should make a 19-yarder from middle of the hash marks. I think that's about as easy as it gets, as Oregon now needing to hold Nebraska out of the end zone to win this one. And Nebraska running. 1st down to the 13-yard line. This defense is probably exhausted. All the stuff that they've had to do in the last quarter and a half, basically. 3rd down and 1. And from the 4-yard line, chance to go. Oh, no! Chance to send it to a 2-point shootout, but they can't do it. Nebraska touchdown for the win. Man, that's frustrating for Oregon. How do you let that happen? Yeah, it's just all in the kicker. I mean, 2 missed field goals in the 4th quarter, and that's how it got to overtime. That's the only reason you were even there in the first place. Look at the season he had, though. 5 picks, 88 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and a very obvious 1st-round draft pick. So the first player is a massive success. Next player up, though, Illinois safety. Still up until this point, no D-lineman, which is interesting, considering there's a lot of great edge rushers that always are top-tier prospects. Terrence Lambeau up to a 91. Martin Poe. And that normal development holding him back a little bit. And star safety here. Like seeing teams like SMU or Illinois, not like the top tier, you know, elite of the elite programs, get some of these players. As another cornerback here, Marquise Heflin. 92 speed. Not crazy good coverage stats. I mean, he looks all right, but, you know, maybe not like a generational type of corner. Marquise Beaver, no bowl game. So from playoffs to bowl game to no bowl game, he'll slip down, but he ended up with a solid career. Didn't end up hitting the high overalls. And speaking of not hitting the high highs, Martin Poe here is getting smacked at a bowl game and not really doing a whole lot. And we have another blowout as well, as in the playoffs, Miami dominating Texas Tech. So a blowout in our favor here, as Miami will move on to the next round, and they will be taking on Georgia. So maybe an early chance for some national title action, as they went from 1st round bye to a dominant round 2. So we're already in the semifinals. It didn't take us long to get here, and Miami is looking like they are in the driver's seat at the moment. At least as a sack. And we are going to have not only a 12-point lead, but a 3rd and 17 for Georgia, who converts. All right, impressive conversion there. Georgia needed that one badly. They need to find the end zone from the 6. 2nd down and goal play action. And into the end zone. Touchdown. All right, Georgia makes it a one-score game, 28-23, as the run for Miami, weaving his way through. 22 yards on the play as he'll drop back, throw quick to a tight end, runs through a defender, gets about 7 on the play, 2nd down and 3. Quick again on the RPO this time. It'll be a 1st down. As from the 49-yard line, they'll run up the middle. A lot of room. And Georgia's defense, the linebackers, non-existent there. 37-yard line with 6 minutes to play on the run, throwing. And this has just been a perfect drive, it feels like. Every single time they make a big play, they get something other than that play right there. That was just blown up by one defender, disrupting everything, swing it out to the back, who is going to get a lot of those yards that they need to get to the sticks. 3rd down and 4 from the 13 play action. He's going to run. He could run. Why is he not running? He'll throw. Oh, no, tipped and picked. Oh, and he's at the 1-yard line. So bad for Georgia there, but good for Georgia to get that turnover. Why did the quarterback not run? He had it. He just was gifted a 1st down on the ground and instead threw a pick. Now, at the 13-yard line, Georgia can take the lead here. Everything was going so good on that Miami drive until that. 3rd down and 7, and he's got the 1st. I mean, you got to go 99 yards if you're going to want to win this one, but they at least have the opportunity. They're in way more than halfway there as they're at the 40-yard line, just like that, to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! And Georgia, just like that, pulls off a crazy 99-yard drive in just a couple of plays. Throw an interception on the 2-point conversion, but it's still 29-28. Miami, you gonna choke this one away, or you gotta just pull this one back into your favor? You gotta go, I'd say, 35 yards at least. Oh, he threw a pick. Miami quarterback, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Georgia ball back. It's still not over. If you allow a field goal, even if you allow a touchdown here, it's still not over. You just cannot let them get nothing, really. Actually, you can't let them just get a 1st down, because then that's the worst case scenario, because you won't get the ball back, and you will get the ball here, though. So, yeah, a weird scenario where allowing them to score in any capacity would be better than just letting them run out the clock and get 1st downs and then kneel the ball out. So you at least get another try at it. This time 32-28 after the field goal, making at midfield. Miami, for 52 seconds to go, is going to have a short pass for 3. 3rd down and 7. Can't spike the ball here. You got to go back to the line, run something, as with 43, clock ticking. 42, 41, take the snap, spread the field, 4-man rush over the middle, low and behind. 4th and 7, 37 seconds to play. He's going deep, and oh, it's caught! Touchdown, Miami! And they get a big hitter right back at him. Georgia now, they only have 30 seconds to play, and they need to get a field goal to tie this thing up. They got 2 timeouts to do it, and they'll start with the completion there. It'll get them just shy of the sticks, 3rd down and inches. Got to go about 35 yards. Throw it down the field. Oh, intercepted! They threw it in the triple coverage. Miami's going to survive this game with a win and head to the national championship. That was a wild one, and Miami felt like tried to do things to throw that one away, more so the quarterback doing that, but hey, they were in the national championship now. First play was at the 1-yard line. They punch it in for a touchdown and make it with the 2-point conversion. They didn't get that. Okay, that's crazy how they didn't get that one, but it's 24-19. They're taking on Pitt. So a little ACC matchup in the national title game. Pitt 15-0, and Miami allowing a 1st down at about midfield, as with 9 minutes to go. Pitt can try to at least get a field goal here to make it an 8-point game. From the 47, they will throw in a 4-man rush as they'll go in between 2 defenders, and nice throw, nice catch, and field goal range acquired as they're now looking for the 2-score lead, trying to get right back up where they were at the start of the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 2. He'll run on the read option. Step forms a defender, and he gets the 1st. That was the chance to get off the field there. 3rd down and 9. Another chance to get off the field. There's a throw right at the goal line. Caught in between 3 defenders. And at the 1. Running up the middle. And he falls forward for the score. Miami down by 12 with 7 minutes to play, as you got the time to pull off the comeback here, but you need to find the end zone twice. You can't settle for a field goal as it goes down, fumbles the football, and Pitt picks it up. Sack, fumble, Pitt might be able to run away with this one if they find the end zone here. There's still a chance if you stop them with a field goal, but the chance is slowly fading. Can you maybe get a turnover or something, as quarterback read option's going to have a 1st down to the 13-yard line. Screen set up. Defender makes a play on it and loses 2 yards. 2nd down and 12. Run, and how about another loss of 2? 3rd down and 14 from the 17. He'll go for the end zone. Touchdown, Pitt. 38-19. And this game, with just 5 minutes to go, it might just be over. 3rd down and 5. I mean, you got a miracle, throw it deep. He's got one heck of an arm. Caught, and it's a touchdown. That's a crazy throw, but you still got a long way if you want to make this comeback. 12-point game with 4 minutes to go. You have a 3rd and 9, and this has been a quick drive. Can you force the incomplete pass here? He'll throw outside. It's caught. Gotta get him down. You do. 4th and 1. Okay. Quick score here, maybe, as Miami on the run. Incomplete. That throw right at a defender. 3rd down and 9. And that's going to be caught. That's a crazy throw. That's a crazy tight window. 3 minutes to play. That ball caught into Pitt territory. 45 yards out for a touchdown, as they'll go 2nd down. Throw for the 1st again. At some point, though, you got to hit another big play. You're running out of time, and you got to hold on to those timeouts. There's a nice one. All right, at the 26-yard line, 2-minute warning approaching. Maybe another play or two as he'll throw off his back foot for the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! Oh, it's a one-score game with 2 minutes to go. And Pitt has the 1st down, but that is at the 2-minute warning. Miami, all 3 timeouts. They still have one try at it, but no Pitt. Big run, Pitt inside the 30. Timeout, Miami. They can't allow any more first, and it'll go down. 2nd down and 7. This is where you need to come up with something big. Miami on the check down. He broke a tackle down to the 1-yard way from the win. Hey, spinning, got it. 1st down. Miami almost pulls off a historic comeback in a national championship game, but not gonna happen. Lambo, 71 tackles, 4 deflections, no picks on the season. Beavers for SMU does not get drafted, and we move to Marquise Heflin, another cornerback who's gonna head to Florida. Lambo really high up there in the overalls. His zone coverage and quickness is incredible. Martin Poe is just kind of existing. He is just starting to really slip on the depth chart. Illinois safety, all maxed out on the quickness. That's all he's got right now, but he looks like he could be a really special player. And Marquise Heflin, star dev cornerback, who's got pretty dang good skill caps. I mean, all these players up until this point, even Poe has had pretty solid skill caps. We finally have an edge rusher here, and here we go. Max Mastrude, power rusher with good strength, good athleticism. Gems gonna mean he should at least have, I would imagine, star or elite dev. Poe does not make a bowl game with Ohio State and ends up with just his best season up until this point, but nothing crazy. As Illinois, meanwhile, another situation where we have a team on the outside looking in, the 13th seed at 10-2, but not able to get into the playoffs. So Illinois will have to settle for a bowl game against a conference opponent, which that's something. I don't know how I feel about bowl games against conference opponents. It's so silly. All right, so a little Big Ten showdown, the Cheez-It Bowl here, as that's a floater into the end zone. That one was up there for a while, and it was reeled in for a touchdown. That's just such a rubber ducky throw, but it works out, I guess. So Minnesota's got the lead, and Illinois trying to prove that maybe they should be in the playoffs. But if you lose here to an 8-win unranked Minnesota team, then I guess the committee got it right not putting you in. And, I mean, again, this would be another situation where they probably just opt out of this bowl game. I mean, you can let me know how you feel about all that stuff going on in college football. It's a very broken sport right now. I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on in the world of college football. I don't know how to feel about all of that between, you know, Sharon Moore, and that's a diving touchdown, but Sharon Moore and Notre Dame opt-outs and all this other nonsense. Oh, my goodness, man. It's... at least we have the virtual world to be a little bit more organized, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is, as Illinois, after the touchdown, gets a stop. Football back in their possession with 5 minutes to go. Play action. And he'll throw over the middle. That's caught. And on the run with a little bit more after the catch. And it'll be at the 33-yard line for the 2-score lead now. They already got the field goal range secured. And now looking for the touchdown to run out a little bit more clock here. 2nd down and 8. Stiff arm. Running through defenders. Hard to bring down. He'll have 7. 3rd and 1, sneak it. That's another first down. Minnesota starting to burn timeouts, and this could very well be an Illinois Bowl victory here as long as they don't make any crucial mistakes on this 3rd down and 10, where he'll throw end zone incomplete, and that was almost such a mistake you could have made, almost throwing a pick there. Instead, you'll hit the field goal and get a 9-point lead as Minnesota just 2 minutes to play, and with only 1 timeout to their name, they're going to need not only a score, but an onside kick as Minnesota throwing it deep. That ball out, it's caught. And an impressive grab at the 13-yard line as now end zone touchdown Gophers. As the onside kick will be picked up, and Illinois will get the victory in the bowl game, kneeling it out 23-21 of the bowl victory, as they are going to end up with about 66 tackles, 1 for a loss, 2 picks, 5 deflections. So a nice season for first-year starter Miami back in the playoffs. So let's go and see if they can try to go back to a national championship. It's a little bit more of a difficult road here as they went 9-3, number 10 in the country. So they're going to have to go on the road in this one against Duke, who did make the ACC championship. And Duke all the way to the 5-yard line. Their running backs over 100 yards, and they're looking to make it a 1-score game, and they will. So Duke down just 23-21. And Miami looking to see what they could do with 8.5 minutes to go. Try to maybe get that 2-score lead right back up as they'll run. And he breaks a tackle, gets a little bit extra yards. 2nd down and 5 as in the shotgun. They'll hand it off. Then falling forward for a couple more yards. Another first down. 2nd and 7. Keep it on the ground. Just every second down, run the football. This time no first down. They'll go 3rd and 4. Blitz send and hit as he's throwing. They got a wide open man. That's how you handle the pressure. As the run blown up, loss of 3, 35-yard line, 2nd and 13. That ball caught. It was a little high, but he snags it in and gets 10 yards on the play. 3rd down and 3. Run and tackle for a loss. So a lot of time coming off the clock there. 5 minutes to go, but it will result in just a field goal, keeping it a 1-score game. So Miami now 26-21. And they have their defense to call upon to try to hold this lead to win this game, as that tackle for loss will set up a 3rd and 7 with 4 minutes to play. Shotgun. Duke's quarterback over the middle. He took a hit. It's 4th and inches. And they will punt. I know they were packed up, but man, it's 4th and inches. All you have to do is get a little bit, but I guess it's going to work in the Duke's favor. Oh, you throw a pick. That's the worst thing you could do in that situation. And Duke now has been handed a great field position, 27-yard line, and it'll get out of bounds for 5 yards, inching towards the red zone. Screen set up. Here they go inside the 20, inside the 10, down to the 8. Goal to go for the lead. Great option. Duke is in. Touchdown. And Miami losing by 2 points right now. Duke could have went for 2-point conversion there. I think they should have to make it a field goal game, but they'll settle with, I guess, just trusting their defense again. 3rd and 13. 1:18 to go. With time. Oh, picked off. Duke. Oh my goodness, Miami's quarterback. Can you do something right? Duke with a big run. 1st down. And it looks like they are going to knock out Miami here. Here you go. 2nd and 1 with 1 first down. It is all over. And they go right down to the 1-yard line. So, yeah, that is it. 28-26, and just a brutal fourth quarter for Miami as Lambo ends up with 3 interceptions. And even though this Miami team is competing, he is a 95 overall, so he doesn't need to stay around. He's going to declare for the draft and be a first-round pick, so a very stacked Miami team. We'll be leaving them and seeing if they get another player down the line. Max Mastrud goes to Boise State as Martin Poe still doing a whole bunch of nothing at Ohio State. Illinois safety, he's still speedy and he's getting some hands. Marquise Heflin for Florida. I mean, yeah, he's up to 97 quickness as well. Max Mastrud, yeah, here we go. Elite dev edge rusher. So we've now seen everything now except defensive tackle, and we got another edge. All right, so Brian Schneider is going to be a little bit different. He's more of a run stopper, and we'll see what he ends up doing. But for now, we'll go to the playoffs and see what we got here in the bracket. As Martin Poe, he fell right back down to the bench because he's just not getting better, and he's going to end his career. Not doing much. Illinois doesn't even make a bowl game after almost making the playoffs last year. And Max Mastrud, 25 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, is a rotational guy. And all we have is a bowl game for Florida. So no playoff action, just one little bowl game for Heflin. But he is a starting cornerback on a ranked Florida team as TCU jump ball touchdown. All right, well, that's not a fun start for the pass defense of Florida, as it will be 13-10. And TCU on top, 2 9-3 schools as Florida taking over with the catch and run. That'll be 26 yards on the play. And from the 45, quick screen out. He's going to have past midfield and get about 8 on the play. As with 8 to go in the Texas Bowl, he's going to fumble the football. And TCU eventually comes up with it. He's not going to be the fastest player in the world, but he's going to take it to the 26-yard line. And that's brutal for Florida. Sets your defense up in a terrible spot as they're already in the red zone at the 13-yard line. 7.5 to play. Tackle for loss is good, though. You got to make sure you can hold them to a field goal here. 3rd down and long. He's got to catch. He's close, and he's not going to quite get there. 4th and 2. They're going for it. I love the call. I hate the result, though. Not going to happen, but I do agree. Go for the 2-score lead. You're that close. Let's go for it. Let's try to make it a 2-score game. And it just didn't happen in their favor, but I guess the defense, it's okay. Safety, running a deep drop back, long developing play action like that. In that situation, not the smartest move. But instead, now Florida, you basically bailed TCU out for not getting that 4th down. Instead of getting 3 points on the drive and giving you the ball back, they got 2 points and they get the ball back. That's worse than a field goal. So they'll have it 3rd down and 12. But they've already run out a decent amount of clock. 4 minutes to play, and they'll swing it outside. They will not get the 1st down, but will be under 4 to go. The punt from TCU is going to pin you back at the 3, so you got to go 97 yards. And a nice start, though. And no long developing play action is going to result in a safety this time as they'll go read option right side and get 3 on the play. 3rd down and 7 with under 3 to go. And he'll take a shot down the field, floated up 1-on-1. Incomplete, but there's a flag. And they're going to get him for pass interference. I don't know about that one, but Florida will take it. And that'll be a big bailout. Go down the field again. And this time he just reels it in. All right, 2 downfield shots, a penalty and a catch. So working out all in Florida's favor. And right side breaks the tackle and gets in the red zone. So Florida, despite how poorly they played in the 4th, they could go and win this one as they'll fall forward and lunges for 4 yards. 3rd down and 6, 1:15 to go. Pressure set in and hit as he's throwing into the dirt. 4th and 6, game on the line here for Florida. End zone, touchdown, Gators. 2-point conversion is good with these, and TCU 18-15, and now they are the ones in a little bit of trouble. Pressure put on them. 60 seconds to go, and they got to go in to get into field goal range and try to tie in. They lose 3. 3rd down and 4. He's sacked, and it's been a sack party for Florida's defense. 4th and 11, tipped and incomplete, and Florida wins it. I don't know if you deserve to win it, but you did win it regardless, as Heflin gets just 2 deflections, no picks, but working his way up. Well, no, never mind. He's going to transfer. Why not? Sure. No draft for Ohio State cornerback Martin Poe. I mean, Ohio State, you see that with like an 81 overall. That's like as low as you'll see Ohio State. Schneider, though, speaking of Ohio State, of course, you got to go and have Schneider go to Michigan. So we'll go on the other side of that rivalry and see what happens there. Heflin didn't initially transfer. Had to go and find him. He lands at Nebraska, so a really good spot for him. He's maxed out, 99 speed and 99 excel on the quickness side of things. Max Strud, he's not high overall, but he's not going to be out-and-out starter, weirdly. Brian Schneider, though, looks like he could be a really great run-stopping edge. Emmett Duval is a bust linebacker, so not great. 78 speed, 86 hit power. He looks pretty whatever for a top-tier level player, I think, but you know, we'll see. Gideon for Illinois ends up making first-team All-NCAA with 5 interceptions, 65 tackles, 7 deflections. Unfortunately, they couldn't even make a bowl game again. And Maximus Strud, like I said, he's an 89 overall, but he only got 3 sacks as a rotational pass rusher. So weird to not play him more. I mean, like Illinois, they just didn't win, so that's why we're not going to see him. But like Maximus Strud, they just didn't play him enough. Like I don't know why he's just a rotational pass rusher when he's like about as good of a player as they have on their roster, but it is what it is. We go, though, to Nebraska, though. They have Heflin now. He wanted to go and try to compete for a championship, and I guess he made the right move going to a team that is 5th in the country in the playoffs at home, taking on Louisville. As Louisville, though, up 24-21. I don't know what that play was. That's one heck of a third down. That looked like I don't even know, man. That was weird. But I feel like every time I do a video on this game, something new always happens. That's like weird, and it's like, well, how did that get in the game? It's like with every patch or something weird happens, and you're gonna see like that was one weird thing that's new that I'm running into, where sometimes the quarterback will just run in a straight line out of bounds and not throw it. I don't know. It is what it is. I can only work with what I'm given here. We go back to Nebraska football, though. 3rd down and 1. They'll run it up the middle, and he's falling for the first down. Just enough. Nebraska looking for the tie, but Louisville with the sack. And you don't want to drop a playoff game to the 12 seed, as it looks like you could be on the verge of it. With 5 minutes to go, Louisville takes over at a first down completion. You need one of these big-time defenders for Nebraska to do something. Blitz sent in and forcing the incomplete pass. There you go. 3rd down and 12. Screen set up. And with blocking, with room, with a fight, with the first. Nice job from the running back and the blocking. I know, right immediately when that happens, you get great effort, you fumble the football away, and Nebraska can win it as they got it at the 34 now. High formation, right up the middle, big hole opens, and into the red zone at the 19. 2:30 to play, just about, as another dive right up the middle, and that's another 11 yards. 89 yards on just 7 carries. Well, why not keep on running it if it's working like that? 2-minute warning, 4-yard line, out to the back, breaks the tackle, he gets in for the score. Nebraska is up on the board, and 28-24 your score at the 14-yard line. Louisville will start their drive, and it'll be a 5-yard play, 1:21 to go. As they'll run again, they are going to be fine. Run it if they're getting 20-yard chunks, but now they're going to go to the air. 2nd down and 5. Over the middle, that's caught. Tight end's got it at about midfield, 45 seconds to play. You got 2 timeouts. Driving it well so far. Looking to keep that going, and they will. How about 16 more on the play? 37 seconds. That's going to go for 8. There's your final timeout. 3rd down and 2. They get the first down, and they're at the 16-yard line. So close to pulling this one off. Step it up. He's going to get hit, and it's incomplete. Good that ball innocently hit the turf. 3rd down and 10, 18 seconds, and for the end zone. Oh, touchdown, Louisville. And right at the end, what a drive in the clutch. Nebraska is going to be on their way home, because they are not even going to get a 80-yard Hail Mary. They're going to just slide it down, and what an upset. Heflin did have an interception in the game, but not going to get anything else out of it, as yeah, that's unfortunate, but Gideon ends up going in the 2nd round. Max Strud ends up transferring. You know what? Valid. Boise did not play you as much as they should, and USC is where he ends up landing. Duval goes to Miami, and Heflin now 88 overall. at Nebraska still. He's starting corner. Max Mastrud, 93, and he looks like he's a monster. Brian Schneider, solid strides he's taking, and he'll end up being a little bit more of a factor for this team. Emmett Duval, normal dev. So first normal was on a stack team, and he didn't end up really doing a whole lot for Ohio State. We'll see if this one is any different. Ramon Almas at safety, a hybrid safety, looks pretty solid. Good man coverage too for him, but we go to the playoffs here, and we see Nebraska's in there again at the number 5 seed, Michigan in at the 6 seed, Max Mastrud. No bowl game. This is disappointing for poor Mastrud. I mean, he looks like a monster, but we're not able to see him. I mean, he had 16 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, so not a crazy season, but like, you know, we would like to see him in a bowl game or something. We go to Nebraska, though. Hey, right back at you with another playoff matchup. A similar situation in Nebraska. Looking to take care of business this time. 47-yard rushing touchdown to tie the game. They got upset last year by the 12 seed. And now in the same spot at home against the 12 seed, looking to pull off an upset. And a sack comes in. Nebraska gets them down. And they'll take over the football with the stop. And it'd be embarrassing to go down 2 years in a row to the 12 seed, as their running back, though, putting on a show. 16 carries, 180 yards, including that big touchdown we watched. Unfortunately, they're not able to do anything with that drive as USF takes over to first down run. Now 2nd and 4, sweep it to the outside, and it's going to be a big loss. 3rd down and 9 with time for a moment, but it runs out pretty quickly. 5th Nebraska sack as a team as they take over on offense, and a big shot in the middle is going to get them a nice gain as they'll go spinning off. Running back finally going to have a poor carry. Hasn't had many of those, though, as 3rd down and 12. Deep shot, wide open. Oh my goodness, it was so wide open. Nebraska on top, 31-24 now with 4.5 minutes to go. Nebraska trying to avenge last year. They don't want to go out sad this time. And it's looking like the defense is really playing great in this 4th quarter. Another stop, another quick stop as well to set Nebraska up in great field position, as a catch and run here on their drive to start is going to get them to the 41-yard line. Looking to take it out, a 2-score lead, run out this clock. Either or would work, and they're in the red zone. This is quick fire offense. Swing it out to the back. He's already got a whole bunch of rushing yards, trying to add to the receiving total now. 3rd down and 8 from the 14. He's going to throw on the run. Incomplete. But you will settle for a field goal here. And the kick is good. So take a 2-score lead. And USF with just one timeout needs something pretty crazy to happen for them. If they could score somehow before the 2-minute warning, I guess they have a chance. But I don't know what their likelihood of scoring with just 30 seconds until that 2-minute warning is, but they are moving it pretty well so far. They'll have another open man, and it's going to be at the 25-yard line. 2:15 to play. Maybe if you score right here, and nope, you got sacked again. And there's the 2-minute warning, so you're going to now have to probably rely on an onside kick. At least if you had the 2-minute warning, that just would have counted as an extra timeout. You would have gotten the ball back with maybe a minute to go if you scored there, but nope. Instead, first and goal with 1:30 to go, and it will be intercepted in the end zone, so you couldn't even get a chance of that. You're going to go down 34-24, and this time around for Nebraska, 17 4th-quarter points and a victory. We go over to Michigan now. So Schneider out here starting as an edge rusher. He is a run-stopping edge, so don't expect crazy sack numbers from him, but he's out here playing pretty good football right now, and he has developed pretty nicely. He is the out-and-out, basically every down starter for them, so we should be seeing plenty of him. And Michigan currently at home up by 11. 8 minutes to go on Georgia. Throwing deep ball on the run, picked off by Michigan's defense. And that'll give them the ball at the 21-yard line. Game is entirely in Michigan's hands to do with it as they please. They can run out some clock here at the very least. 2nd down and 14, and they will get about 9 on the play. 3rd down and 5 as they'll go read option, and Georgia all over that one. So they only took about a minute 20 off the clock as Georgia takes over. Quick slant over the middle. That's going to get a 1st down and more to the midfield stripe. 2nd down and 9 as they'll run again, trying to run through a defender. Schneider's there, and he brings him down for a 4-yarder. 3rd down and 5. As he's stepping up, throwing it down the field, one-on-one, and incomplete. Georgia, with 5 minutes to go, they're going to go for it. Understandable. In enemy territory, this is their chance. It's make or break. He's running, he's throwing, and broken up. Michigan takes over, and this one starting to slip away from the Bulldogs. Look at the time in the pocket you have here. No one got open, though. It's good downfield coverage from Georgia's defense. He had a lot of time on that play. 3rd down and 8, though, as he is going to go down. I mean, a sack, not the end of the world there. You can take up 30, 40 more seconds off the clock. 4 minutes to go. Georgia, I mean, their defense has kept them in it in this quarter. Their offense, though, needs to go and do something, and fast, as that is going to get them to 3rd down and 2. You can settle for a field goal here if the situation presents itself, but they want the touchdown here. It's picked off again. And this has just been all defense on both sides in this quarter. And Michigan playing great defense right now. The offense, yeah, it could be better. It is what it is, though. You know, this is much better than what Sharon Moore's out here doing. I mean, I would have to imagine they got a different coach out here. I mean, you go and get upended to lose yards, 4th down and 22. And you're going to have to punt the football. So Michigan will have their defense just at 43-yard line for Georgia with no timeouts. And, I mean, you should be pretty safe here as long as they recover an onside kick for Georgia. I mean, it doesn't really matter the order of operations. You need a touchdown, you need a field goal, you need a 2-point conversion. It doesn't really matter which way you do them. I would probably just kick the field goal immediately to give yourself as much time as possible. But they're going to go for the touchdown, and they're not going to get it, and then they'll kick the field goal. So on its way, it is good. Onside kick is what it comes down to, though, with 30 seconds to go, and Michigan has it. So that'll be a play of victory for the Wolverines. And there you go. So Schneider had a sack and a tackle for loss, so you take that. Move over to Nebraska here in the 2nd round. So we have 2 teams in the 2nd round, and the first play we watch here, Nebraska, Florida State. It's a pick, and Nebraska up by 8. Now with the football, this running back, can he have another big performance? Well, that's a nice play. He's got about 10 on it. 2nd down and 10, though, as we are going to have just a 1-yarder. 3rd down and 9 at the 46-yard line of Florida State, and incomplete. That would have been enough to get them in scoring range to make it a 2-score game. Not going to happen, though. Instead, they turn to their defense. We'll see if Heflin or somebody else can make another big play, as that one's going to be caught. Needing not only a touchdown, but a 2-point conversion to tie things up. That's an incomplete pass. Another 3rd down situation for the Nebraska defense, as they are going to go take a shot up top. Double coverage and incomplete. So 2 defenders down there in Nebraska, able to get the football back at their own 12, and a nice throw on the run, extending the play a bit and finding an open man. Now it's another 2nd down and long situation. Offensive line doing a phenomenal job. Just a 3-man rush, though, and eventually finds a receiver and breaks the tackle. 1st down. That would have been like a 3rd and 5. Instead, it's a new set of downs as off the run, play action bootleg, and this quarterback, I like how mobile he is. I like how he navigates things. He's let's hope he doesn't make any big-time mistakes, though. You get a little reckless at times, and maybe you go and throw an interception, but he seems to be doing things pretty safely as that. Okay, that's ridiculous. You got to catch that football, running back. 3rd down and 9, as he's going to throw deep on the run, and that's what I was talking about with some reckless play. Incomplete. That one almost picked off, but you got to punt it. As that one, the running back dropping that one, I can't guarantee you would have gotten a 1st down on that check down, but that would have been at least changed the situation a little bit. Maybe instead of 3rd and long, you have 3rd and short, 3rd and medium. Instead, Florida State now with the opportunity on the run catch. It turns it upfield into the 10-yard line. Goal to go. Quick screen and down to the 2-yard line. 3rd down and goal. 2-minute warning. Read option and hit. Down, 4th and goal at the 1, falling forward, touchdown, Seminoles, and the 2-point conversion for the tie. This is what it comes down to. Dig screen, and hey, they gave it to him. Somehow he finds his way in, and they were tied up. Nebraska is getting sacked now with things maybe starting to fall apart. 3rd and 16, and you're going to have a short route that gets you enough. You can't allow that to happen if you're Florida State. Just 40 seconds to go. To deep pass. One-on-one. Oh, he couldn't reel it in. And with that, We go to overtime. That was their one shot they wanted to take. Instead, clock strikes 0, and we're in overtime. We've had a couple of overtime matchups so far, and 13 yards. Florida State starting off their overtime drive with a good one, as now they step out of bounds. You could have had more yards on that play. 3rd down and 6. Could settle for a field goal here. Instead, they'll go. Oh, you get nothing! And 3rd at the goal line. It's picked off. Nebraska just got to play it safe here, and you can win at quarterback. Just play it safe. Like I said, you slide down. Don't take any hits. Don't take any unnecessary risks. He'll throw over the middle. That's caught. And, I mean, you really don't have to do anything other than just kick this field goal as they'll run. Maybe just going to try and score the touchdown, though, just to be sure, just because you know how chip shot field goals sometimes go. Swing it outside. Running back catches that one. 4th and 3. It'll be a chip shot. Just about a 20-yard field goal. Kick is good. And Nebraska gets the interception at overtime and takes care of business. And they'll move on to the next round. Now we pop over to Michigan. They're taking on Pitt. And Pitt, you know, they've been really good in this, sim. They've been really good in these last couple of seasons. And we'll see if they can continue it as hit as he's throwing. Oh, he reeled it in. Okay, what a catch there. He reeled that one in, and then Michigan down by 3, looking to take the lead on the run, out of bounds, at the back of the end zone, and there's a flag. And this is pass interference. All right. Michigan at the 1-yard line, so Gifted wrapped a touchdown. And there you go. Michigan's got the lead, 24-20 as we go with 8 minutes left of the 4th quarter, and Pitt is got it to the 24 at 3rd and 4. Can they avoid a 3-and-out here? He'll scramble. Yes, he's got the first down, and a lot more, diving to the 48-yard line. Michigan just had no eyes on the quarterback there, as the sweep will go just for a loss of 3. I feel like it's just boom or bust with those every time they try to run them, and it's just going to be a 1st down completion there. We'll see if somebody like Schneider or anybody else on this team for Michigan can make some sort of game-changing play, as Schneider pretty consistently at the bottom of your screen, number 96 there, but instead it's the defense on the back end doing it again. Another pick for Michigan. This defense just top to bottom has been awesome in the playoffs. As it's okay, well, what in the world was that? You immediately threw a pick right back. What did I just watch him do? That was awful. All right, well, Michigan, hey, defense, gotta do something again. Try again. 18-yard line for Pitt. End zone shot. He's at the goal line and a touchdown. He hung on, fought his way in, and Pitt's got the lead now. So Michigan is going to run the ball down by 3, get a 1st down at the 29-yard line, play action. As he'll go, throw, float across the middle, and that'll get a 1st down to the 45-yard line. And now 2nd and 11, they'll get 3 yards, so 3rd down and 8. Rough situation to be in at 3 minutes to go. Could be 4-down territory, though. And, yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. I don't know why that's all of a sudden a thing that just happens sometimes. That's so weird. I don't know why. Why is that a thing? But 3rd down and 13. Let's see Michigan get this football back. Screen. Is that a tight end screen set up? And that'll be nothing. So Michigan, hey, great field position. And you only had to burn 2 timeouts, and you still have the 2-minute warning, which goes through here. As at the 2-minute mark, you have a 3rd down and 4. Clock still running. You can take your time, though. As they try, I don't know what that play call. You trying to do an end around? I don't know why, but, well, you kick the field goal, tie it up, and we could be headed to overtime again. Yes, we will. Pitt with 40 seconds to go. That was a weird last, 3 minutes. Everything that went down there was weird, but sure, we'll be on to overtime again. We got a lot of overtime games this video, and here is yet another one. The 16-yard run to start off the drive for Michigan, as from the 9. He's going to run. He's sliding for 3. 6-yard line, 2nd and goal, run the football. The running back he looked lost. He had nowhere to go and no concept of where he was going. 3rd down and goal. That ball shy. It was incomplete anyway, so it didn't matter. And kick is good. So Michigan's defense now just has to hold them out of the end zone. You can keep overtime going. 3rd and inches. Here's your chance to keep them off and give yourself a second overtime. And you do. 4th and inches. Pitt not going for it. They'll just take the field goal. I would have went for it there, as kick is good, and we're on to double overtime. 30-30. Penn sacked! And that's the other edge rusher getting in there for a big play. 3rd and 11. Going down the field, almost picked off. And you'll have to settle for 3 again if you're Pitt. So now it's going to be up to Michigan. They know what they need to win. It's going to be a touchdown. A field goal sends it to a 2-point shootout. 25-yard line. Here we go. Michigan underneath. There's a nice start. 7 yards on the play. 2nd down and 3. As he's going to try to scramble. He is going to scramble. He's a little hesitant with it, but he'll get the 1st down. Gain of 6 as they go. 2nd down and 9. Break a tackle. Get inside the 5. Fight it forward to the 4-yard line. 3rd and 2. To the air. And caught for the touchdown. Game over. Michigan wins it. And they'll move on. We got a pretty wild playoffs here as Schneider gets 1 tackle for loss in the game, and we move on to Louisville versus Nebraska semifinals action. Nebraska, can they go and make a national championship, or will it be the undefeated Louisville squad, as they'll have 17-24 being your score? Nebraska's down by 7 with the ball, but there is a flag down, and Nebraska might be a rough drive for them. Holding here, and Nebraska will be backed up 2nd and 19 now, as with the ball in his hands, he'll fire one to a receiver short for a 7-yard gain. 3rd down and 12. Good protection, held up for a moment there, but just no one open downfield. They'll just take another check down, and it'll be a punt. So now you're relying on your defense. Louisville's also been another really good team in the sim so far in this video, as Louisville was also the team, I believe, that took Nebraska out as the 12 spot. So a little bit of full circle here for Nebraska. Can they do it though, or will it be Louisville again? To the edge, break a tackle. Louisville's back, nowhere to go. Loss of 3. 39-yard line, 5 minutes to play, over the middle. It's caught, and they'll at least get back into field goal range comfortably. 3rd down and 4. Blitz set in. I like that. You tried to play it aggressive, and you wanted to make that field goal harder. 55 yards, and it's good still. Still appreciate the effort trying to generate a mistake or make a tough field goal try if you're Nebraska. 10-point game, though. You got under 4 minutes to go. If you're Nebraska, you need something to go your way, and throwing the football away on 3rd down and 5 isn't the way to go about it. 4th down and 5, though. Game of the line here. They're throwing it deep. 1-on-1 coverage! Picked off! And Louisville already up by 10. Interception in Nebraska territory, and this one could be slipping away from Nebraska. And this is unfortunate for them that Louisville's going to do them in again, isn't it? Oh, they got another 1st down there out of timeouts, and yep, there you go. Louisville, they put up another field goal because why not? And Heflin ends up with 1 pick, only 1 deflection on the season. I don't know what's going on with that dude, but all right. Louisville has punched their ticket to a national championship, but it's against who? Michigan or UCLA? Well, right now, Michigan's up by 12, and on a 3rd down and 8 for UCLA, over the head of his receiver. He was open. Instead, they'll just try a long field goal from 52. Kick is good, and it will remain a 2-score game, though. 9 points up for Michigan, and they have an opportunity to really pull away on this one, especially if you can maybe find the end zone here, but instead, no! Sack and a fumble, and UCLA has it at the 13. Come on! UCLA now can just have a field goal easily given to them, and that'll make it a 1-score game. But can they find the end zone here? Look at Schneider getting in. Sack! Now 3rd and 21. Chance to avoid allowing the touchdown, and Michigan's defense, oh my goodness, that was a little scary for a second. It was a 17-yarder on the swing, but yeah, they will get off the field here. And UCLA has the field goal 24-18. So now a 1-score game. Slowly making their way back in it with field goals. I think UCLA, though, is eventually going to have to find the end zone. I don't think they'll get another 2 field goals. Michigan, though. Oh, hang out by the last defender. He's gone. Touchdown. Just like that. And it's back to a 2-touchdown game. 2-point conversion is no good. They'll be all right, though. 12-point game, and the national championship berth is right there as long as you hold on for 5 more minutes. 3rd down and 10 for UCLA as they will step up, throw, and it's caught. He gets the 1st down. And Michigan, though, just hoping UCLA, if they're gonna score, they take time, and Schneider again! Oh, he's got another sack! He's coming up big! In the big moment, Schneider 2 fourth-quarter sacks, and that's what we want to see from some of our guys. 4th down with 3 minutes to go. Game on the line here, Schneider! Oh, he got him again! He got him down for the game! They only credit him with 2 sacks. I think he got credited with like 2 halves and then that full. I don't know if he got I don't know where the crediting goes, but hey, Schneider came up big there. And what a matchup now. We have Louisville versus Michigan. Been a long season, but we get to crown a champion here, and will it be one of our #1 players, Schneider, getting a national championship trophy? I mean, he's played good. He's been playing a strong part of this team's championship run, even if he isn't the absolute superstar top-tier level player that he could eventually become. But right now, Michigan is going to have to go 4th down, punt it away. Louisville is down by 7, so 24-17 as Louisville scrambling. Louisville, he's got space. He's eventually going to run for 5 yards as 2nd down and 5. Schneider, I mean, this dude's a run stopper too, but he's still doing good in pass rush. Picked off. Michigan's defense, top to bottom, though, has been awesome in the playoffs, and I think they deserve to take home a national championship. Their running back's over 100 yards on just 14 carries, and he's adding to it. Another big run. And make it 129 on 15 carries. How about more yards? How about more carries? Just keep on giving it to him. 3rd down and 5, though, from the 32. Ground game. Break a tackle. Another 1st. And Michigan can't be stopped on the ground right now as their quarterback floating one, end zone, perfect ball, touchdown, Wolverines. And 31-17 is your score as Louisville is just unable to do much of anything against this Michigan offense and defense. It feels like just 17 points on the board with 3:40 to go, but we'll see if they could maybe pull themselves back into it, give themselves a small chance. That was it. You had them open, but you missed them. 4th and 1, running the football. It's a big run, and the game not over quite yet. Still all your timeouts if he scored before the 2-minute warning especially. You definitely have a chance. Nope, not again. Picked off, and not only a pick, this time all the way. Touchdown, Michigan. Pick 6. 21 points, leading it by a big margin for this Michigan defense, doing one heck of a job. Louisville eventually finds the end zone here with little time left, just about under 2 minutes to go, and it will be an onside kick that will be picked up by Michigan. So, you know, up by 14. Louisville still got all their timeouts, but this run game for Michigan has been amazing. And there it is again. How about a national championship? Michigan puts it away. Schneider does not do really anything in the game for the national title, but he played a big part in the playoffs. The defense as a whole was just amazing. And Schneider ends with 15 tackles for a loss, 7.5 sacks, and a pass breakup. Max Mastrud, poor guy, did nothing in college and is just going to, I did nothing from a team standpoint, but then he's going to go to the draft, 2nd round pick. Ramon Almas is going to end up at Notre Dame, #2 overall player at safety, and Marquise Heflin. We'll see if he can go back to the playoffs once again for Nebraska. Looks to be really nice. Schneider, he looks awesome. He's getting a lot better as a pass rusher as well to go along with his run stopping. Duval, he's buried in Miami's depth chart. He's not getting a lot better either. Ramon Almas, star dev, 6'3" safety. He's got good athleticism as well, and we'll see if he can be like other Notre Dame safeties, maybe one like Kyle Hamilton. Morgan Lovelace, a bump and run cornerback, 96 speed with 81-man coverage. Okay, I'm here for this. Gem as well, and Nebraska does find themselves in the playoffs once more. Take a look at Schneider making NCAA All-American. No playoffs, though, so coming off a national championship, they're going to have a 45-28 win over Texas A&M. But Schneider, 22 tackles for a loss, but gets 14.5 sacks as well. And in a little rematch, somehow Nebraska got the 5th seed again, 33-14 your score, and they take out USF once again. So a little bit of a repeat of last year, and 3 straight years for Nebraska being the 5th seed, and 2 straight years taking out USF in round 1. Now in round 2, here we go. Nebraska down by 7 to Ole Miss, but Ole Miss right now with the ball, with the lead, with the ball inside the 10, and a 3rd down and 7 as they'll go to the end zone. Sitting on it was a linebacker, picked off. And Ole Miss just maybe throwing away their opportunity to make this game a whole lot more difficult for Nebraska. That was a 2-score lead that they had with ease if they just didn't turn it over. Literally just don't turn it over. Kick a field goal and you're all right. Instead, we got 3rd down and 5 for Nebraska, where they'll throw it out of bounds almost, but the defender lifts up and brings it in for a pick. It looked like that ball was going to be either sailing out of bounds or knocked away, but right along the sidelines, Ole Miss takes it back, throwing it down the field, and a nice grab to get his feet in as well. And right back where they were, Ole Miss inside the 10, goal to go from the 7-yard line, and they'll run it again outside. 1 man to Benedict Spencer, out, touchdown. Nebraska down by 14, now in, okay. Oh boy, Nebraska's offense making it look very difficult right now as they throw another interception with under 4 minutes to play. Looks like even though Nebraska's had a couple years in a row being the number 5 seed, has had opportunities to get all the way, made the semifinals before. Yeah, now down 17 with 3 minutes to go, and already a couple of interceptions. Well, I mean, I don't think you got a crazy 17-point comeback in you, down with no timeouts. And one more for good measure. Picked off again. And that will wrap things up as Ole Miss is going to get it inside the 10. 3rd down, run it out, kick a field goal, and this one will end 30-10. What a disgustingly bad, awful 4th quarter, and my goodness. So Heflin ends with 2 picks, 4 deflections, has a pretty just okay career as a 6th rounder. I think that kind of makes sense. He was just perfectly fine. Let's see if we can get a little bit better though. Morgan Lovelace goes to LSU, and he looks like he could be about as fun of a corner as it gets. Brian Schneider back for another season, coming off an NCAA All-American, a national championship, and we'll see if Emmett Duval ever gets to play. He's just still sitting there as a special teamer. Ramon Almas for Notre Dame looking a lot better as well. And Morgan Lovelace, how about elite development? And he looks amazing. All right, yeah, this could be one of the ones in the video where we're looking at a special guy. Joey Bradham, another linebacker, a thumper. Kind of think thumpers are maybe the least exciting of the linebackers at times. You get some odd skill sets, but hey, Ramon Almas here as a number 2 safety, ends up with 26 tackles, 7 deflections, so maybe got in for some injury time. Morgan Lovelace, just 5 tackles, was basically a special teamer. Duval, similar stuff, special teams activity. And Michigan finds their way back into the playoffs. So here we are, 17-14 as Michigan is up and with the football now. So they already won a national championship with Snyder a little while back, and guarantee this is going to be Snyder's final season because he is just turned into an absolute monstrously great player, and I don't see any reason why he has to stick around any longer than he has to. Field goal from Michigan, though, is good. 20-16 your score, as with 7.5 minutes to go, Notre Dame throwing it down the field, and it will be caught. So, I mean, I guess technically we could see a little bit of almost play, but he is a backup safety. I think he only played due to some injuries, but nobody's injured for Notre Dame right now. So, yeah, he's just pretty much just riding the bench. You'll only see him in like Hail Mary packages, so that's kind of why I just showed you the stats already. But for Michigan, they're going to allow a touchdown right down the middle. Couldn't swap the ball out, couldn't bring them down, and it's 21-20. Michigan is down, but they're running back 100 yards. Quarterback getting sacked on 3rd. And a punt. Irish take over and into Michigan territory pretty easily as they receive the ball at the 48-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Screen, running back got the first down, and it'll be at the 32-yard line. We're down to 3.5 minutes to go. So Notre Dame looking to end it here as Michigan. You got to make a decision at some point as, yeah, this is where you got to make a decision. Either let them score or just try and get the stop here, a 3 and out, because you don't want them, you know, burning the timeouts for Michigan, and then they get the first down here without scoring. Yeah, like if they scored a touchdown there, you have a chance still. If they would have gotten down and you burn your final timeout and they run this thing down to like 30 seconds to go, it's a lot less likely. So you have 2 minutes here. 3rd down and 7. And no ball. You had a chance, and it's all over now. Intercepted. A lot of like sitting linebackers are like just obliterating these teams. Like, I don't know why quarterbacks are just lasering this thing over the middle of the field and just not seeing what's in front of him. Snyder, 2 tackles for loss and a sack, and he had a great season again. 13.5 sacks, 24 tackles for loss, so a pretty identical season, and he ends up as a 4th-round pick. I think he could have been drafted a little bit higher based off his production, but still, awesome player. Joey Bradham, how about him going to Virginia Tech? Emmett Duval, he's still not playing. He's still not good. He's an 84 overall. Ramon Almas should be seeing more time now, and Morgan Lovelace is going to be a little bit better as well as our new incoming player, Joey Bradham, impact dev linebacker, 6'3", and he's just okay compared to some of these other players that we've had, though. Nothing out of this world. Philip Battles, finally some D-tackle action here. 94 strength, 88 power moves, 93 hit power, 80 pursuit, 84 tackle. That dude's a monster. He's amazing. As we'll get to some bowl action here. Michigan no longer has Schneider, but LSU, we're taking a peek at Lovelace here, who just missed out on the playoffs. One too many losses. 27-9 is your score, but this one right now where Michigan has it at the goal line is going to get it down to the 1. And are you kidding me? They're kicking a field goal. Like, I get it. It makes it a 2-score game, but like, are you kidding me? You're kicking a field goal down by 18 at the 1-yard line? For LSU, though, yeah, up 27-12, and just got to ride things out a little bit longer, and it'll be all right. But 3rd down and 2 has hit, and Michigan is not going to get off the field here. So a stop not going to happen quite yet. LSU going to be able to keep on churning out some more yards little by little. 3rd down and 5, another opportunity at a stop, and this time they got it. 4th and 1. They're going to go for it. Bold call, and he's not going to have it. That was close. Michigan with great field position. They need to find the end zone here, and an incomplete pass. 4th and 5 already. And a chance to end the game for LSU, but not going to happen. Michigan, look at all the broken tackles there, and he's going to have a first down to the 31-yard line with 4 minutes to go. Floating it over the middle. That's caught for another one inside the 15. Swing it outside, and he'll lose a bunch on the play. Loss of 6. 3.5 to go at the 19-yard line. He'll go for a first down, and goal to go from the 7. As quick throw, middle, not quite in yet at the 1. Sneak it, now he's in, and it's a 1-score game. So Michigan's battled back. It's a 1-score game with 3 minutes to go. This is why we are hopping into this one, because it's a lot closer than maybe what we would have thought going into the 4th quarter. Just a 3rd down, 2.5 minutes to go. Incomplete, and LSU's going to get it back with a timeout as well, and the 2-minute warning. So they'll get a completion there. Now 2 minutes to go. 3rd down and 7. He's sacked, and this one still could be all over. LSU is going to have a 4th and 13. Deep ball and knocked down. Game over. LSU runs it down, and they also just kick a field goal at the buzzer because why not? Lovelace, 3 pass deflections in that game, gives them 9 on the year, 70 tackles for his first year starting at corner. Go to the next game where this one, not a close one here. It is 40-3. Notre Dame, number 3 team in the country, smashes Penn State in the 2nd round of the playoffs. So be moving on already to the semifinals where, hey, take it on Nebraska. Nebraska just perennially been here, and even though they don't have Heflin anymore, well, they're still going to be a threat to the rest of the country. It'd be kind of awkward if they made it to the national title right after we see him leave. But Notre Dame is up by 4. on their road to trying to get another national championship for somebody. Oh my goodness! He tried to leap for the end zone, fumbles it, and it got sent flying backwards. That's a crazy play. 3rd down and 10, Nebraska. They're going to do anything with it. Deep ball! No! We had him open, and he just missed what would have been like just 80-yard plus touchdown. Oh my goodness, and they'll get a 3-and-out though. Notre Dame has to punt. That was a terrible punt too. They got it at the 34-yard line. Like, how the heck did you have that bad of a punt? But Nebraska, 3rd down and 4. Will they have to give it back? Yes, they will. He can't fall forward. 4th and 2. They'll punt it back. So we're just playing a little punt battle right now. Incomplete pass, 3rd down and 10. Well, will this be a 3-and-out? Notre Dame's turn. They're going to go deep. Do they got a step? Yes, they do, but it's a little underthrown. And a good play by the defense. Another punt. Nebraska's turn. They've just slowly, little by little, maintained good field position off just 3-and-outs. Their punting game has been better, and just like that, they get the ball midfield. A couple of plays, they find themselves in field goal range, but needing a touchdown to take the lead here. 3rd down and 8. Would they settle for 3? Is it 4-down territory? Well, we don't have to answer that question quite yet. 4-yard line and a 2nd and goal from the 5 after a 1-yard loss. To the outside, he's got 3. 3rd down and goal. From the 2, he's going to find his way in. Nebraska's got the lead. And Notre Dame has just under 3 minutes to play as they are going to get a 3rd down and 7 situation here from their own 17-yard line. Nebraska with the blitz outside pass is going to be a diving grab. Nebraska not able to get off the field here. Notre Dame, picked off. And Nebraska with the ball and at the 26. All their timeouts still, Notre Dame has them, but it's under 2 minutes to go as Nebraska's quarterback is just breaking tackles, spinning around, losing 3 yards, but from the 30, he'll keep it again. And a nice block to the outside, 1st down! And he stays in bounds. This game not quite over technically, but practically over, it feels like, unless they throw an incomplete pass here, and they don't. All right, 4th and goal. Yeah, they'll kick it with 13, 12, 11. Yeah, they'll have just like a Hail Mary, and Notre Dame for a miracle 74-yarder. It is tipped and incomplete. Game over. And of course, Nebraska ends up succeeding more when we have our guy leave, but Notre Dame, they went from dominating in the 2nd round, losing in the semifinals in a close one. Almost had 4 interceptions, 4 deflections, a forced fumble, 58 tackles, so a pretty nice season. And no surprise, Duval basically never played and didn't get drafted. Phillip Battles, hey, we're sticking with Nebraska, I guess. He's going to Nebraska, and that's a great pickup for them because he looks like a monster. Almost looking really good as well. Run support getting high up there. Lovelace. 89 with the man coverage, 97 with the quickness, 93 with the hands, 91 with the power. Looking amazing. Joey Bradham for Virginia Tech. Another just kind of lackluster development so far, but Phillip Battles, look at him. He looks awesome. He does have a little bit more limited skill caps in some areas. Instead of like, you know, all but 1, he has like all but 3 in some spots, but still looks really great. Kalen Babers, a lurker at linebacker. You know, looks pretty nice as well. He looks a little bit better than the Thumpers, I feel like, but onto the playoffs we go, and you can see what the bracket's looking like there. Notre Dame back in it. Phillip Battles, I mean, he was a rotational guy, 7 tackles for loss, and limited action, no sacks, but hey, nice job to get involved there and do what you could in limited time. LSU taking on Oregon as Lovelace in the playoffs now, and Oregon is at the 1 looking for the lead, and the read option is in. Oregon touchdown as LSU down by 3, and we're going to see if Lovelace can get them a national championship bid as LSU falling forward 4th and inches, and they punt. So close, but a punt. And Oregon now will have it at the 48-yard line with a 1st down. Swing it out to the running back. And he's going to have it to the 43 at a 5-yard gain. 3rd down and 5. 7 minutes to go. Shotgun. He's going to loft that one deep. He's got a step, and more than a step, actually. A couple. A touchdown, Oregon. Oh, he just beat him over the top. And now it's a 2-score lead for Oregon. And LSU, they're the 6th seed. They're at home. They're 12-1, but it's 4th and 3, and they're not going to get it. LSU putting up a stinker in the 4th quarter as of right now. and Oregon could add to their lead even more. Another first down. They're inside the 10. It's goal to go. If it's a 3-score game, it's all over. Speed option. Oh, he just barely got that. Oh, that was a dangerous one. Third down and goal. Swing it out to the back. And he's going to get not enough for a touchdown. He'll just set up a field goal. Try, chip, shot off the upright. No good. Well, I guess it's still a game here. I mean, it would have been a game regardless, but the field goal missed. It means LSU can settle for 3 if they got to on this drive. 3 minutes to go, and all their timeouts. So here we go. LSU blitz sent in on them. Throwing on the run. He's got a completion. Broken tackle into the 40-yard line of Oregon. 2:45 to go. Quick underneath. And another broken tackle, but not a lot of yards this time. Just 3 on the play. Third down and 7. Takes a snap. He's going to step up. He's going to throw on the run. Got it! Inside the 20. Gain of 20 on the play. And 2-minute warning approaching as they'll get another completion. And yeah, they'll have to have it at the 2-minute warning. So there goes a clock stoppage. As long as you can hold on to those timeouts. Read option to the end zone. Touchdown LSU. And here's your chance to get a 3-and-out and maybe give yourself one try at it. There's the first time out. 2nd and 9. Oregon down the middle. Oh, he threw a pick. Are you serious? What are you doing, Oregon? LSU has it at the 25. Anything but a pick if you're Oregon. As at the 24 now, a completion. 3rd and 3 in the red zone. A minute to go. Quick RPO. He's met, but he's got the first. Avoids 4th down. New set. And they'll get another running back out of the backfield. Just slowly making their way down there. 1 timeout to go. 10 yards away. As he's got time. He'll find an open receiver. Touchdown. Tigers. And with 20 seconds to go, LSU might actually, hold on, win this game somehow, some way. 15 seconds completed. And unfortunately for them, though, they need a touchdown. So a Hail Mary is what it's coming down to. Deep ball to the end zone. Incomplete. LSU stuns Oregon. Down by double digits with a couple of minutes to go, and they win it in the end. So Oregon gets to go home. Notre Dame, meanwhile, they destroy their first playoff matchup again, 36-16. And Notre Dame, well, I guess they're rolling a little bit, 34-14. And this is really weird. So Notre Dame won their second round matchup 34-14. And guess what? LSU also won 34-14. That's just really coincidental. I've never had that happen in a video before, but hey. I eventually do enough of these videos to get some new weird stuff happen. So, hey, we're on to the semifinals for 2 different teams here. This is pretty cool. We've had a lot of team success in this video up until this point, and see if we can get a national championship for one of these guys. LSU, we're sticking with them right now. They got a hot hand. They had the comeback. They had a dominant win. They're doing their thing. Oklahoma, though, in a tie game. Bubble screens got them all the way over a 34-yarder. Inside the 5, running the football. Oklahoma's got the lead. And LSU takes over on offense. Quick pass, and that'll get them 4. 3rd down and 6 at their own 21-yard line. Extra man sent in. Deep ball, and defender's on it, and it's incomplete. That was just not the best one. The throw up there, basically just a 50-50 prayer ball. And instead, Oklahoma's got it. A 7-yarder will set up. 3rd down and 2. Quick to the tight end. He's got the first down. So 6 minutes to play at the 48-yard line. At 4-man rush. And LSU not able to get there. 2 defenders in the area still caught and keeping it going. Oklahoma to the first down marker. 27-yard line. 5 minutes to play. And another 7 yards. 100 yards on the day on 8 catches for that guy. Screen. And the defenders just whiffed. I mean, this is brutal right now. Oklahoma can't do anything wrong. 4 minutes to go. Inside the 10. Caught for a touchdown. And LSU, well, you've done it before. Can you do it again like you did against Oregon? As you need to go quickly here. You got to score within the next minute, I'd say. As you're at the 44-yard line. Throwing it down the middle, and that's caught at the 35. 3 minutes on the dot now as a flow one for the end zone. Got him! Touchdown LSU. Can they do it again? This would be crazy if they can pull it off one more time. But Oklahoma got the first down. It would have tripped to the national championship on the line. We're looking at a first down away from sealing this one if you're Oklahoma. Throw in on 3rd down and 8. Underneath, it's going to be caught but short. LSU has to go 94 yards in under 2 minutes with no timeouts. And that's how you start things off. Broken tackle. Can he get out? And I don't think he got out of bounds. They had to spike it, but still, 1:21 to go. Quick throw for the first down marker, and just like that, they're already like halfway plus down the field. 42 now, and that's caught for another first down. 33 seconds to play, and over the middle of the end route, got the first down, and it's another run up, spike the ball. 16 seconds to go from the 25, checking the shot out the back of the end zone. 3rd and 10. 12 seconds to play. Can he do it? Outside, out of bounds. 8 seconds. This is your shot. You got to take one here. And he is sacked. And the fumble doesn't even matter. It's a sack. And the game is over. Oklahoma hangs on just enough to win it. But LSU, if you had a little bit more opportunity, a little bit more time, a little less urgency you had to go through, you could have maybe pulled that one off. Lovelace had a pick, his first career one, and now we switch over to the other matchup. Notre Dame, Washington. Notre Dame, the 9 seed, right now down by 3, and Washington has the football, and he's reaching out for a first down. He's got it. 28-yard line as they go play action, sling it outside, and a wide open receiver. Why was he so open? 72-yard touchdown, a blown coverage. That is crazy levels of open. You don't see that often. As Notre Dame now, Irish, you got a 10-point deficit with 8.5 to go on the run, flinging that football, and it's incomplete. 4th down, you punt it. I mean, that's probably the last time you can afford to really punt the football. So 3rd down and 1 here. Can he get the stop? Nope. Sneak got the first. All right, midfield now. Washington, you cannot allow them to find the end zone or this one is all over. Ideally, you'd want to make sure they can't get a field goal either. 3rd down, here's your chance to do that. And it's Washington all the way. Touchdown. Quick slant and the speed to go the distance. Washington wins it 38-21, and 2 semifinals matchups, almost 4 picks again, 4 deflections again, basically an identical coverage season, but a little bit more tackles. Kalen Babers is going to go to Texas, but man, 2 semifinals matchups, neither got in, and we'll see if they can try it again. Almost is looking amazing, and Lovelace also now with boosts, 99 overall. Meanwhile, Joey Bradham, you're doing your thing. You're just sitting here as a stinker. Philip Battles, it's weird. He's just not really moving up the depth chart, even though he's a really good player. Keelan is a star dev linebacker for Texas, and yeah, he looks pretty nice. Got the athleticism, run stopping, power, coverage can get a little bit better. Next player up, Rodney Jones, an edge rusher, power player, number 2 in the nation. And yeah, he looks all right. Maybe could be one of the better edges we've seen in this video. I haven't seen a ton of edges, which is, I would have thought maybe edge would be the most dominant position in terms of how much they are, because it's like, you know, the most valuable position on defense. It's a big time thing where you see these freakish athletes, but Philip, Battles over there doesn't end up seeing any playing time really. Tulsa is the matchup for LSU, and LSU obviously takes care of business over Tulsa. They got the easy matchup against the 12 seed, and now we move to the second round. So already in the second round once more, LSU taking on Penn State. And a familiar situation, 35-28. That's how LSU lost their last playoff game against Oklahoma. Well, Penn State looking to add to it, and no good on the field goal. A brutal miss, and LSU takes over, down by 7. Let's see if they can do it this time. The quarterback's got 3 interceptions on the day. Never want to see that. And he's getting sacked too on 3rd and inches. All right, it's been a brutal day for the LSU offense, it feels like. Even though they got 28 points on the board, you can't say you've had a great offensive day if you've thrown 3 picks and you're getting sacked on 3rd and inches. You've gotten sacked a couple of other times. But, all right, LSU, your defense got to come up big here. Lovely, somebody else, got to make a big play. As with 6 minutes to go, they're at the 41. Another just quick hitch route, quick hitters, another first. Quarterback for Penn State, though, playing a solid, efficient game. He's got 4 touchdowns, and It's going to be set up 3rd and 12, so that's a nice open field tackle. Here's your chance to get off the field here as they'll go deep, looking for the kill shot, and incomplete. There you go. Ball back in your hands, and you got to go 92 yards. So against Oklahoma, they had to go like 94, and they just eventually ran out of time, had to go urgent, lost a lot of downs due to spiking the football. Here, you don't have to do that. You have plenty of time. Just got to make it happen. So they'll throw outside. Oh, he got a jump ball and a catch. Nice job muscling out that corner to take the football. And that is, you are lucky that that wasn't a pick, as 3rd down and 10. A late screen throw is brutal. And now 4th down, and they're punting it after the incomplete pass. This quarterback is playing brutal right now. And the defense, though, picked up by LSU and taken it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers. And the defense just said, I'm tired of this. I'll do it myself. And now Penn State, 3rd and 11 in a tie game. They'll set up the screen again. And this time, it's going to get close, but not quite. 4th and 1. They'll punt it away. And LSU's offense, and the defense just is begging you, do something for us. Be clutch for once in your dang lives. This is the best opportunity you're going to have to do that. Just end it here in regulation. 3rd down and 2. And that's a high ball, but caught. Penn State territory, just 10, maybe 15 yards. Field goal range. There you go. And now you can play it safe. No big mistakes, no turnovers. Just run this football. Make Penn State burn those timeouts. 2nd down and 8. They'll throw over the middle. 1st down. There you that should do it. That should do it. As Penn State maybe should let them score, but I don't think they're going to. 3rd down and goal. 25 seconds to play. And tackled. That's right center hash. That should be ideal. Kick on its way at the buzzer. Good. LSU wins it at the buzzer. 38-35. As Lovelace had an interception, and he did a great job. Him and his defense came up big. And I don't think I've seen as many dominant playoff performances from a team under one player's era other than Notre Dame. My goodness, another playoff blowout, 30-10 on Clemson. I mean, how has this Notre Dame team not gotten the job done? They just blow everybody out in the playoffs, and then they randomly just run into one team that beats them. Like it's all or nothing with these guys. It's either they lose or they blowing people out. So they need to get the job done as well. LSU, chance to rectify last year, taking on Kansas State. Kansas State's quarterback has not played a good game. He's got 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. And LSU's defense doing the job again. As Kansas State looking for the tie. They got a 1st down there at the 26-yard line. As they will throw again. Outside, wide open. Makes a move, breaks a tackle, and a touchdown. Kansas State now for the tie. As they'll set up the screen. Not going to get it. Stood up, and that'll still be an LSU Tiger lead, 17-15. That drive took up a decent amount of time considering we're already at the halfway point of the 4th quarter. Screen on 3rd down. Close, not quite. That's what he could go for, though, but they don't. They punt it, and Kansas State is going to have it at the 31. 4 minutes to play now. Play action. Throwing it down the middle of the field. Broken tackle, and LSU giving up some big pass plays right now, but eventually that could have been a crazy interception. They're going to go deep, though, and he's got a step, but the safety comes over. Nice job, safety coming over to make the play. Kansas State, though, field goal, and for the lead, kick is good. All right, a lot of balls up for grabs there as the LSU had a chance with a couple of tips. The safety coming over, still no. Once again, though, they're asking their offense to come up big here. I mean, only allowing 18 points in this semifinal playoff game. That's plenty enough to get the job done, but it's just not happening right now. LSU 4th down, and the quarterback just off target. And just giving Kansas State the ball back, and LSU's defense does it again. Picked off, and please, LSU, Tiger offense sacked. Oh my goodness. This quarterback, do something, please. He's going to get the sack yardage back and then a little bit more. 3rd down and 8 is obviously 4-down territory, read option. And 1st down, there you go. Just got to get a little bit more for field goal range. He'll throw. And deep ball. It's risky. It's caught. Touchdown, LSU. 2-point conversion for the 7-point lead is good. You ask, you receive. Now close the deal and punch your ticket to the finals as there's a scramble opportunity. Oh, when he got through. Are you kidding me? 1st down. 35 seconds to play underneath and a first. And fighting forward for more. The 47, 27 seconds to play. Kansas State has no timeouts. You got to take a shot, but he's getting hit. Dropped. 15 seconds to go after the sack. 3rd and 14. And he's going to go out, and it's going to be out of bounds. 4th and 14. This is it. And it's picked off again. LSU's defense sails it. And they'll be punching their ticket all the way to the national title. All right, LSU, you will be taking on to be determined here as we go to the other side. It's Notre Dame versus Pitt, and I don't know what's going on. This Notre Dame team's weird. They lose 27-10. I don't think I've ever had one player on one team like sustain as many blowouts in his favor and against him as much as this dude at Notre Dame. It was just blowouts every time. But all right, we'll stay on the topic of Notre Dame. 20-17. We've faced Pitt in a national championship before with somebody else many years ago. So let's see if LSU can get the job done. That's incomplete. And they'll have to settle for a field goal. This will be for the 6-point lead. Kick is good. So here we are, 23-17, and the LSU defense taking over once again. This has been a really clutch defense, a turnover-hungry defense. They have made plays in big moments. Can they make one more big play and one more big moment, or will it crumble at the end? Lovelace out there making the initial hit to get him down. They give him forward progress. 1st down, 3rd down, and 6, though. Immediately after that, on the near side of down, it's picked off again. And LSU, another turnover, another big play by the defense. Even though it's not Lovelace, it's not the guy we're looking at, it's somebody, and as long as it's somebody, that's big. But LSU not able to do anything with that drive. They go 3 and out at the very least, though. You take a little bit of time off the clock, you push them back yardage wise, you maybe also take that momentum, continue to be on your side, as it'll be 3rd down and 3 at the 40-yard line. 6.5 to go, dropping to throw. It's a 4-man rush, and he finds an open man. I don't know why number 75, that looks like an edge rusher out there in coverage. That's probably not ideal, as it's 1st and 10 at the 35 of LSU. Outside, and on Lovelace, it's caught at the 14. Lovelace down there at the bottom of your screen now. They'll go over the middle, and a big hit at the 9-yard line now. 3rd and 5, and looking to find the, oh my, okay, that was almost a crazy play. 4th down and 5, end zone, touchdown, Pitt. And a couple of crazy loose balls have almost went in the way of LSU. That would have been a wild one if that would have been in his hands. He almost caught that, but instead, Pitt gets the touchdown, a clutch moment. 24-23. LSU's quarterback. Oh, it almost happened the other way. What the heck is going on? And now it's a turnover. You have to punt the football. And the defense for LSU, you got a big play, and that's a great play along the sidelines. So both teams have just dropped a crazy, crucial interception by a D lineman. And now it's 3rd down and 4. Pitt, can you get the ball past the sticks? No, you can't. 4th and 1 at the 45. They punt it. And here's LSU's chance to put this game on the offense's shoulders and win it all here. Screen, got a lot of room, and he'll have it to a 3rd and 2 after an 11-yard gain. 38-yard line. Quick throw is incomplete. You got to go for it, though. They will. They'll run. They'll have it. 1st down. I was worried they might punt it since they have all their timeouts, but no, it was a good move. Go for it here, and now a strike down the middle. We're at the 2-minute warning as we'll jump ahead a little bit. 3rd down and 6, another good run up the middle, and it'll be at the 21. They have it as just a mistake away from Pitt winning this game, but they just need to play it safe here. 3rd down and 6. Take a sack if you have to. It's probably better than throwing the incomplete pass. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown! Oh, that was unnecessary, but incredible. At LSU, they don't go for 2, which is interesting, but it doesn't matter. On the defense, LSU, one more time. I swear, that dude number 8 was on the ball every single game I watched of these guys. He was just on it all the time. And LSU wins the national title. Lovelace, 5 interceptions, 14 deflections, an elite season, and a first-round draft status. Unfortunately, he didn't make NCAA All-American, even though he deserved to. Ramon Almas also gets drafted in day 2, and Rodney Jones at Iowa as Joey Bradham. Yeah, some of these linebackers have been a little uneventful, but man, we've gotten a lot of team success here. Philip Battles. I would like to see him play more. He's really good. Just let him out there. Keelan Babers. He's going to be pretty decent as well. And for our newest player, Rodney Jones, impact dev edge rusher, but he is at Iowa. Maybe could become a nice player. We'll see also if we can kind of keep the streak going of like legitimate contending players, even if these players cumulatively aren't putting up like the craziest numbers. And we've had some really good players and some really good seasons individually. Like, they're also competing. They're also like national title contenders, and we've had national championship wins. Philip Battles, he's an 88 overall for Nebraska. He still can't see significant playing time for Virginia Tech. Hey, we finally got Bradham out there playing, but he's gonna have a 44-10 victory in the bowl game. 70 tackles, 1 sack, so good on him to get involved. Philip Battles, you know what, this is valid. It's championship contender, but I'd also say playing time. He's transferring, and he's gonna go to NC State. So Battles, weirdly, was a player who played as a freshman, didn't play at all as a sophomore, so got redshirted as a sophomore, and then now is here at NC State. I don't know why he just, I guess he just got a stacked team out there, but he's really good. Rodney Jones didn't really play either, and we'll go to the next player who also is a D tackle. So back-to-back, not back-to-back, but, you know, 2 D tackles in a short amount of time after starting a long period of this video without one at all. We got a guy going to Penn State. Jeremy Holly, another bump and run corner, 96 speed, 81 man, 78 press, the agility, the change of direction, that's all there, and he looks awesome. And for the playoffs, Joey Bradham, well, he went right back to the bench. He got 7 tackles. Keelan Babers, still just kind of sitting around on the bench, special teamer. Rodney Jones, kind of rotational, no sacks, 4 tackles for loss. And then in the bowl game, Battles finally got to play, but they played UMass in the bowl game. So 40-14, a dominant game there. 18 tackles for loss, 6 sacks. So he played actually really well. And we go to the playoffs where that freshman D tackle for Penn State, hey, he's a starter. He's an out-and-out legitimate starter for these guys. So that's cool. We'll get to see him out here early on in Penn State taking on Oklahoma here. They got the first round bye. So again, we're in another spot where like a legit player competing national championship caliber team. And we'll see if they can go and win that one. That ball over the head of the tight end who is sitting in the middle, and it's picked off by the back end defender. Penn State takes over in a tie game at the 40. Quick throw for 8 as their quarterback's got 3 interceptions on the day. So looking to come out big here as that ball thrown, tipped. Oh, it's caught. Oh, Penn State. God, 52-yard touchdown. What in the world did I just watch? Ball was tipped. I seen an Oklahoma defender come flying in to try to get that, missed it, and then a Penn State receiver further behind, it just fell into his lap for a touchdown. That was one of the best plays you're going to see all year, I feel like, as it gives them the lead too. So Oklahoma, though, not letting that deter them too much as they already find themselves in the red zone. A quick slam, broke the tackle, and Oklahoma ties it up just like that. 24-24, and Penn State not able to do anything really on 1st and 2nd down. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Quick pass to the tight end. And a couple of quick throws from this Penn State team have gotten them their most success other than that crazy tip ball. But that quick throw is actually going to lose them a yard. Couldn't make anyone miss in the open field. 2nd down and 11. And that throw up high. Defender was there, but it's reeled in. And Penn State moving to the 43 as a slant will get them 7 more. Under 3 to go. Sneak it. 3rd and 1. And he didn't get it. 4th and inches. They're going to kick a 50-yard field goal for the lead. Kick is no good, too. And that is brutal. Oklahoma takes over, and a broken tackle is going to spring him loose for a big run that should have been nothing, and instead he turns it into a 1st down. This time around, they get a sack. It's our guy getting in there to finish him off as they'll drop 2, rush 4 over the middle. Brought down. There's a timeout, but it'll be Penn State football, so yeah, the 50-yard field goal for potentially the win, and you let it go wide, and now you have to do it again. See if you can find field goal range once more. Well, you're almost where you were last time. 50-yard line, 1:10 to go, and he's sacked. We could be headed to overtime if they don't pick this up, and they will be close, and they'll have to kick another field goal. It's a long one. It's off the upright. No good. And we're going to overtime. Oklahoma played it safe despite having great field position. This has been a wild one, and we're in overtime again for another close game. 2nd down and 7. Penn State starts with the football, and that ball almost picked right at a defender, and it just, I guess he wasn't ready for it. But a play action rollout, and down goes Penn State. Well, 3rd time's the charm. Field goal, good. Well, they finally made one, but Oklahoma can win it here with a touchdown as they are scrambling, sacked, loss of 7. 2nd and 17 at their 32, and a big shot over the middle, caught for 29, and down inside the 5, handing it off, touchdown Oklahoma, and the win. Man, Penn State, just 2 missed field goals, and after that crazy touchdown, they fail. You know, it is bad when I have to like look up the pronunciations for these names. So based on the pronunciations that I found online, Tim Motuapuaka is how you pronounce it, apparently. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the internet might have lied to me. I don't know, but you know, I try to nail the pronunciations and not mess them up. Philip Battles, a big story here. Well, this is unexpected. He transferred again, and he went to Penn State. So now we have 2 defensive tackles both on the same team. Tim and Philip. So Motuapuaka was the number 2 D tackle, was gonna be the number 1. Then Philip Battles comes in, and now he's the number 1. And yeah, he's back at number 2. Jeremy Holly goes to Maryland. He looks awesome. And then we have George Chansey, a pure power edge rusher, as our next player. So a lot happening there, but yeah, we'll move on to the next season where Penn State makes the playoffs, and we'll see if this D-tackle duo can do something. Jeremy Holly did get a little bit of playing time, 7 tackles as a freshman. Rodney Jones finally got to play a little bit more, 14 tackles for loss, but 1 sack. And we have Texas Beavers had won 44-13 over Memphis. So a couple of our guys beating up on Memphis in bowl games. There's been a lot more blowouts in this video, but in a nice year. 86 tackles, 10 for a loss, 5 sacks, and a pick. And then in the playoffs, well, let's start things off hot where Penn State wins 38-20. Battles gets a tackle for loss, and that's about it. But here we are in the 2nd round where already we start things off with a deep ball touchdown, Penn State. And things already looking pretty out of hand. 24-3 is your score over Washington. They convert a 4th down, but you know, they already beat up on Alabama, and I mean, it'd be cool to see this duo D-tackle room get a national championship and add another one to this video. So we'll see if they can do that, as the interior should be pretty great, but they are running through this team right now. But at the same time, you're up by 21, so hey, let them run the football. Let them take their time. They do get a touchdown, though, their first of the game, and it's 24-10, and Penn State will take over offensively. Defense been playing good. See if the offense can help them put this one away. They go 3 and out. Well, that's not very helpful, so Washington will take back over, but after only allowing 1 touchdown all game, you should be pretty secure in what your defense is able to do here. Under 6 minutes to go. Washington, though, has it in enemy territory, and an open man breaks a tackle up to the 6-yard line. And Washington So we want a heck of a comeback, and instead it's the pressure getting it in a sack. Second down and goal from the 11 now, as they'll get the sack yardage back, get them set up. Third down and goal at the 4, and they'll fake it to 1. Go to the running back. He breaks a tackle. He's not getting anywhere. Loses a yard. Fourth and goal. Got to go for it in a game on the line here. 4 minutes to go. Ball is tipped at the line. And one of the D linemen got in there to tip it, and that should be enough to maybe put this one out of reach, where you get the football back up by 2 touchdowns and can start to run things out here. Washington burning their timeouts. Third down and 3. That's a first down, and there you go. Run out the clock. One more for good measure is going to put it away. Third down and 5 at the 2-minute warning. Throwing the football. He's going to go down the field. Why not? Hitting a beautiful throw and ending the game. So Battles ends up with nothing, basically, but Tim over here gets a tackle. So not a lot of production from them, but, I mean, the defense as a whole did a pretty good job. Louisville, man, Louisville's been in the running like every year, but here they are again. So Louisville in the semifinals, and they're taking us on where Penn State has got 24 points on the board once more. Louisville 17, but with the football and a big gain of 20 on the play, we'll get him to the 38. 8.5 to go. Flowing one down the field in triple coverage. He caught it, but out of bounds. Impressive still to catch that one. Third down and 10. Going for the end zone. This time he beat him. Tied it up. Touchdown. Cardinals 24-24, as Penn State's offense is going to get them to the 38 with a second down and 5. Run the football, juke out a defender, and get to the 48. First down at the 7-minute mark. Go outside to the tight end, and he's got it. Everybody draped all over him, but he's still hanging on. Second down and 1. Run. First down. And Penn State's offense moving it pretty well on this drive. Can they keep it going, as he's going to scramble on the 3-man rush and eventually actually throw it? Should have just ran. Incomplete pass, though. 3rd and 8. He'll go deep. Does he have him? No. It was a jump ball and incomplete. 4th down and 8. Long field goal try. Kick is good. I was scared that he was going to miss another kick for Penn State, but hey, they were up 27-24. And with just over 4.5 to go, pass to the flats is going to be caught, but a loss of 1. That was a terrible drive. They lose 4 yards and punt it away. They have time, though. They have timeouts. Penn State is only going to have to get a touchdown, though, to basically seal this one up or get a couple of first downs even, and they could have it. And here, and a big play to the 16 now with 3 to go. Louisville going to start burning timeouts, but you threw the ball away. I think I would have just taken the hit there, keep the clock moving, and make them burn the timeout. Instead, they get a touchdown. So I guess don't listen to me. You're just going to get the touchdown regardless. And a nice ball thrown, a nice grab, hanging on. And speaking of hanging on, that's all you got to do to win this game. Just don't let anything crazy happen. No big plays. Don't let them score too fast. Make them burn those timeouts as we are closing in on the 2-minute warning. And Big Tim. Look at Big Tim getting out there on the screen. I think I'll just call him Big Tim. It's a lot easier for me. I don't know. Some of these names have been a little difficult to pronounce so far in this video, but to the 23-yard line, they'll throw end zone. Oh, what a grab! Touchdown! And, well, they scored fast enough to where they kept their timeouts, so now you got to go and seal this thing up on offense. And it's not looking good. 3rd and 14 for the game. Incomplete! And Louisville has a chance. And they could win this. They're going to go for it. They got hit as he's throwing. Oh, it's still caught, though. The underthrown wobbler just fell into his hands, and Louisville can pull it off. 40 seconds clock running, and they are just playing it safe here, really, as they'll throw out of bounds, and they'll just take the field goal to send it to overtime. They maybe had a little bit more of an opportunity to take some shots at the end zone there. They didn't want to, and instead we're going to overtime. Another overtime battle, as we'll see who comes out on top here for a national championship bid, as Penn State first has 16 yards on the run. They get it to 2nd and goal from the 7. Quick slide to the tight end. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. And Louisville taking over now. 34 points on the board. It's Big Tim getting a sack, and he might be able to push them to victory here as they'll have to use second down to get the sack yards back in a little bit more. Third down at 7. Send the pressure, and it's incomplete. He got hit. It's 4th and 7. Game on the line. Outside. It's incomplete. Penn State going to the national title. And yeah, look at Tim getting the sack, 2 tackles for loss. Battles. I mean, Battles is the better, like, higher overall player, but Tim's outplaying him. And we go to the championship, and it's actually a pretty comfortable lead right now for Penn State. 28-10 over SMU. And Penn State with the ball up by 18 in SMU territory. We could have a rare... not blowout. I mean, we're teetering on blowout, though. Field goal, long kick, no good. This Penn State kicker, man. Oh, boy. All right, well, SMU, this is... You have to play basically perfect in these final 7 minutes to pull this one out. 3rd down and 2. You're going to have a QB keeper. That'll be a first down. You need to score and fast. You still might need an onside kick as he breaks the tackle there. That's a nice grab to the 27. 5.5 to go. As they'll go for the end zone. He's down at the 1. That was a great play again. Go to the flats. Caught for a score. And SMU finds the end zone. They'll kick it off deep and hope for a 3 and out. Well, there's your start. 3rd down and 11 after an incomplete pass. And will it be a 3 and out? Deep middle. Nope, it's the tight end again. This dude is getting open all game long, all throughout the playoffs as they find their running back in the flats. And I think that was your prime opportunity if you were SMU to get off the field there, as he's going to have another contested grab. This offense coming up with some big plays and taking a shot as he threw it. That was impressive as well. And SMU, I think they're out of lives here as they'll hand it off. Touchdown Penn State, and the national championship is coming to Penn State. Another championship victory for one of our players, and it's actually not only going to be for one, it's for 2 of our players, both D tackles. Battles, 8 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. So honestly, not a crazy season. But look at Big Tim, 8.5 sacks, 18 tackles for loss. Amazing. George Chansey, the next player. Philip Battles, I accidentally skipped it. Skipped too far. He got drafted in the 1st round, though. He's like a 95 overall, so that's my bad. Sometimes I make mistakes, but it's all right. We move on. Big Tim out here still playing for Penn State. It actually stinks. His overall isn't really going up a crazy amount, but he's playing good. Jeremy Holly out here for Maryland, also pretty good. These cornerbacks love maxing out their quickness. George Chansey, elite edge rusher for USC. And this guy has a chance to be special. Next player up, another edge rusher. This one not so good, a bust edge rusher. So I guess we'll get to see what a gem edge rusher, a bust edge rusher, and a regular one looks like in this video, because we've had all 3 as we go to the end of the season. Jeremy Holly, still no bowl game for Maryland, but he did get an interception after finally starting. And for Penn State, this one, unfortunate. Penn State, 11th spot, 11 seed, no playoffs. So, defending national champions don't make the playoffs. They come just shy, and instead they get a bowl game against Ole Miss. So, it's 27-21, Penn State down, but with the football now and a first down. We'll see, I guess, if this defending national championship team has something to offer, and it's picked off, though. Ole Miss takes it back. So, with the lead, ball in Penn State territory, and now they are going to have a run up the middle for 7 yards on the play. And they'll quickly throw it. That's a lot of space. That's a little too much space there. As they'll have it at the 23-yard line. Quick throw underneath. And, I mean, Ole Miss well on their way to taking a 2-score lead here. So, defending champs could go out pretty sad in this season, in a year in which they felt like they should have maybe made the playoffs. You know, there are a lot of times where, like, the 12 seed doesn't make it because they have the automatic qualifier for the group team. But, like, the 11 seed will typically make it, so it's actually kind of surprising that the 11 seed didn't make it. I feel like that's a little bit more rare. So Ole Miss did find the end zone. They did get a touchdown. It's a 13-point lead. You know, with the type of video we've had up until this point, it almost feels like bowl games. Like, Hey, who even cares a little bit? I mean, we've had so much national title success, so much contention from these players. Even a win here in a bowl game just doesn't feel like it hits the same, especially when this team did just win a national championship last year. I know Battles is gone, but Battles wasn't even the main contributor. Penn State does find the end zone here on this drive. And a 3 minutes to play situation where, oh, miss. Oh, off the slant. This receiver's not very fast, but he goes all the way to the 35, and then they get to keep on moving in. The first down here so close to seal this one up. They got it, so Ole Miss wins in the bowl game. Penn State is going to drop this game, it looks like. 4th and 1. They're going to go for it. I mean, unnecessary. Actually, they do get it, but, like, if they didn't get it, that actually would have been a better chance for Penn State instead of them just kicking the field goal. But Tim out here, definitely a step-back season. Just 2 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. So that's unfortunate. And then another playoff game here. Iowa did sneak into the playoffs. They also were the 11th spot, but they actually got into the playoffs and got beat up by Clemson. Rodney Jones in his final year gets 5.5 sacks. 20 tackles for loss, though, which is pretty impressive. And then we have another playoff game here. This is another team that did get in. Second round, first round bye for Texas as Keelan Babers for the linebacker for Texas, who's just been really good, I feel like. Just hasn't really gotten to see him play. Yeah, he finally made the playoffs here. They're taking on Colorado. They're down by 7, and Colorado throwing across the middle of the field. They are down to the 10-yard line. 3rd down and 1. Handing it off up the middle. 1st down and goal from the 5-yard line. With 8 minutes to go, looking for the 2-touchdown lead, and they have it. Touchdown, Colorado. And it's 34-20 now, as Texas is going to need to do something here on offense to keep their undefeated season alive. And, you know, yet another team and another player getting an opportunity to compete at the highest level for a potential national championship. So just add him to the list of players that have not only, you know, gone to the playoffs, but, like, they've made it to the first round bye, 2nd round, 3rd round. They made it all the way. Interception, though, for Colorado. It's not looking like it's going to be a semifinals appearance, though, for Texas. They're down by 14 and throwing an interception. So, Colorado, can they keep on going? Yeah, there's another 1st down. Time starting to run out here with 6 minutes to go in enemy territory. Down the middle of the field. Caught inside the 20. And Colorado looking for a 3-score lead. 1st down and goal at the 6. As they drop to throw, and over the middle, it's going to be down to the 2. Draw to the quarterback. 21-point lead. And catching you at the end of this one, Texas does drive down the field. They score a touchdown, make it a 14-point game, and they kick the onside kick. They don't get it. Eventually, they end up getting the ball back with, like, a couple of plays left. They score another touchdown, but, like, it was, like, a meaningless touchdown, and, like, it didn't matter. The score ends up looking 41-34, but, like, it was a 21-point game with very little time to go. Keelan Babers, 97 overall. He was a really good player, 1st rounder. Just didn't get to see a lot of them, unfortunately, and I guess this just happens sometimes. Edge rusher, Rodney Jones, doesn't get drafted. And next guy up goes to Syracuse. So, Big Tim out here. Hey, he hasn't just... I would like to see him go up crazy in overall. He just didn't, though. He's still, like, below a 90. Jeremy Holley, he's really good, but he's on Maryland, who just isn't winning anything. George Chansey, what a massive jump immediately for him. And unfortunately, we have a normal dev. All right, so we have... our previous 2 normal devs have been basically non-factors in the video. He has a bit more of a chance since he's at Syracuse, but we'll say D. Ezekiel, defensive tackle, speed rusher, looks really fun. That's our next player. And we head to the playoff bracket, where only action it looks like we're seeing is Penn State. Holley still can't do anything at Maryland win-loss-wise. Then meanwhile, for Chansey, he's a 92 overall, but he's still just a rotational guy. Just 2 sacks on the season, 17 tackles. I mean, not bad, but, like, some of the edge rushing configurations are a little weird with these teams. Like, you have a 92 overall edge rusher. He's one of your best players. Like, he is one of the 2 best edge rushers you have, but because he's maybe starting at edge rusher and not starting as, like, the rush edge guy, and you got all these other things, and you got a big rotation, it's like, There's some guys that should just be playing all the time. He's one of them. Just play him. Don't make him a rotational guy. As, let's pay attention to the playoffs here. It's a big-time playoff matchup. SMU, Penn State. This is a little rematch here from a national championship, and this time it's happening in the second round here. Penn State trying to see if they can go get a second, but SMU finds the end zone for a touchdown, as SMU now back on defense, where Penn State, can they find the lead back, as it'll be 3rd down and 6. Definitely don't want to go 3 and out. They'll go over the middle. That's caught for the first down. The 46-yard line. That's his 5th grab of the game. This tight end is just... This is the same tight end. There he is again. I know it's not the same tight end. The other guy was 84. So it's just whoever the tight end is on this team is just a beast. He's 84, 88. Doesn't matter who it is. They're a beast. So, yeah, just Penn State tight ends. Everybody's Tyler Warren. And then this receiver open and got 20 on the play. 1st and goal. And they'll run it into the end zone. He falls in. Touchdown, Penn State for the lead with 4.5 to go. Screen outside, not getting far, just 4 on the play. Set for 3rd down and 6, as with time, throws a laser down the middle, and the receiver can't bring it in. Broken up, and Penn State will take the football back. Incomplete pass on 1st down. Now 2nd down, run it, and gets through the line, gets the 1st down. Nice job. Don't get, rattled once you get bumped into the line. When one hole closes, another may open up. Then he does just that, finding his way through and into the red zone. Goes Penn State after a big play. Now a run to the edge, and he loses 4. SMU's burning timeouts. And no! Picked off! Oh, my goodness. He had a chance to put the game away. You threw a pick. At the very least, you could have gotten a field goal and made them burn all their timeouts. Instead now, 3rd and 6 for SMU. Can they find a game-tying field goal? Well, they're going to have to do it on 4th down at the 2-minute warning. Run the football. He's got it. And they tried to get in there, but just not enough penetration from the D-line to get through. 50 seconds to go. 3rd and 1 from the 38. And a throw to the outside's caught. They're in field goal range now. They can tie this thing up. Now they're thinking about the win. They're thinking about the lead. They're thinking about putting things away for good and knocking out Penn State as a little bit of revenge for their national championship. Ball caught for another 1st down to the 11-yard line. 27 seconds to go. They'll run it. They played it really safe. I think they're going to maybe just run one play, kick the field goal. Here's their shot to the end zone. It's out the back. All right, field goal. And will it be another overtime game? This has got to be some sort of... Are we like in record territory for the amount of overtime games that we've had in a video? This has been a wild video when it comes to just... The games. We've had just a lot of close games, a lot more games in general, a lot more blowouts, a lot more close games, a lot more overtime, a lot more just wild stuff. As Penn State with the interception and picking things up immediately in overtime, and they can win it here. Yeah, they just take it down 3 plays, lose a yard, and field goal. That was almost blocked. Oh my goodness, he came off the edge and almost blocked it. The field goal's good. And it was a quick overtime, a very quick one, but it's a win. I think what's also funny is we've done all these overtimes. I don't think any of them have gone to a 2-point shootout either. They've all been 1 or 2 overtime ends. Like, they haven't gone to the 2-point conversion. So it's also interesting. This has just been a weird video. We've had crazy plays, crazy moments, crazy games, and a fumble here. Penn State trying to go to a national title one more time, and they got a fumble on Texas. They're down 21-17, and now with the opportunity to take the lead here, high pass caught, and he's got the 1st down to the 49 as they'll drop and throw. He's gonna get pressured, sacked, and it's 3rd and 17. Closing in on that 7-minute mark. That's a lot of time, and that's great coverage downfield from Texas to be able to allow that play to go for that long, and nobody got open down the field. Texas will get the football back, and no harm done on that turnover, I guess, as 3rd down and 6. Could go 3 and out, but they won't. Finding it in between the zones, and a 1st to the 37-yard line. Running the football, getting to the outside. He'll have a couple, 4 yards on the play. 3rd down and 6, under 6 to go. Quick to the sticks, and he threw it right there at the 1st down marker, and it's incomplete. Instead, Penn State now will go, take over, sweep to the edge, get 10 yards, and it'll set up 2nd and inches with 5 to go. Screen, left side now, gets the blocks. 1st down, and he'll have 9 on the play. We're now going towards 4 minutes. It's been moving fast. Deflection at the line. Looking a little bit like J.J. Watt on that play. The big arm brace, number 99. I don't know who that dude is, but he's looking a little bit like J.J. Watt. And a pick. Texas. Deep ball one-on-one, and it's Texas winning it. Picked off now with 3:40 to go. And a play up the sidelines for Texas to continue moving this football now. At the very least, I've got good field position to pin Penn State back if they get stopped. But a couple first downs here and this game is over. Here's one first down that is almost picked up, but the hit late. Jordan Lewis and Penn State one try at it. This is their final drive to go back to a national title, and it's 4th down. They might go 4 and out, and they throw it into double coverage on 4th down. Well, that's a disappointing way to potentially end this one. Texas, screen set up, incomplete. Okay, so some incompletes, timeouts. We're not done yet. Field goal, good. 7-point game. Texas gave them a little bit of an opportunity by not just strictly trying to run the ball only and trying to get this thing under a minute to go, but Texas, interception. And they gave us a glimmer of hope for just a moment, only to take it right back away, win the game 24-17 as Tim ends up winning a national championship. That was his best season. Ends up picking up things here. 5.5 sacks, 13 tackles for loss. And going to the offseason, George Chansey is going to transfer. Tim goes in the 6th round, so I'm happy to see him get drafted. And Chansey was the number 1 player in the portal, goes to Louisville. D. Ezekiel goes to Oklahoma. So the number 1 portal player. Louisville's been like a powerhouse in this. This has also been a different sim, too. Like, Louisville will be good sometimes, but Louisville's like really good. SMU's really good. Like, they're usually like good teams, but like for them to just be the teams, like Bama, where is Alabama? Where is Georgia this video? Where even is Ohio State in this video? This has been a different experience. I feel like this is like, where are the normal teams at? I kind of like it though, you know, seeing some different teams step up. We'll go Danny McKee, coverage specialist safety is the next player. But Ohio State's in the playoffs, but like no Alabama, no Georgia. Louisville, George Chansey transfers, and we have some awards. How about Lombardi and all the awards associated with being the best defensive player in all of college football? Jeremy Holley, I am so sorry. You played 3 years as a starting corner and never made a bowl game. D. Ezekiel for Oklahoma, basically didn't play at all. And we'll go to, how about another Penn State game? But this time we're not rooting for Penn State. We're rooting for Louisville. And Louisville's up 27-17. They got a 1st-round bye and one of the nation's best defensive players, Chansey. So yet again, another opportunity for one of our guys to win a national title. Another top-level player on a top-level team, and a pick for the Louisville defense. They're already up by 10 and looking to add on to it and put this Penn State team to bed. 8 minutes to go at the 42-yard line, and in a 3-score lead now as they'll have 9 on the play. Quarterback playing a pretty solid game up until this point. Run game going to get a 1st down here as they got 73 yards on just 12 carries. So moving the ball effectively, and another big run for the offense. That's going to be 95 yards on 13 carries. Headed for the 100-yard mark. There he goes. Another 1st. And to the 11. Yeah, they're running it well. Now set it up for the throw. Outside. Oh, he almost picked it, but he caught it. Stayed in bounds. Scored a touchdown. That was a crazy play. And the kickoff. 17-point game. Penn State on the return. I guess we're getting everything this video. Oh, and a kick return. Touchdown all the way. Penn State down by 10 once again. And that's going to keep them involved in this one a little bit longer. Louisville, though, not going to be deterred by it. 1st down run immediately. 1st down grab. 1st downs left and right for this Cardinal offense. Can they get another one here? And they were just moving it beautifully. They're moving it perfectly. 3rd down again. Another conversion. Yep, another one. What's more frustrating as a fan, though, than watching another team on you convert every 3rd down that they get? 2nd and 12 here. Well, that's going to be 9 yards. Set up with another 3rd down. Will it finally be a stop for the Penn State defense? He's scrambling. He's down. There you go. only took you till the 3-minute mark, and by then you're out of timeouts, and maybe it's a little too late. No timeouts for Penn State. That's the big issue. That's the real key thing there. So, I mean, got to get an onside kick, it looks like, and also, obviously, got to score a touchdown. And Penn State, I mean, hey, at least we're not rooting for Penn State this time because of any of the D tackles out there. It's at least nice to see that if Penn State's going to lose, it doesn't really impact us negatively, as that ball incomplete. 4th down and 4. Game on the line here. What little hope Penn State has is going to be over. Win for Louisville. That's going to be another semifinals matchup. Can Louisville go to a national championship? Can we have another player go all the way? In order for that to happen, one, hey, you're going to need plays like that. That's a great one. 17-9 your score. Louisville, touchdown off the bat. And they need the 2-point conversion to tie it up. It took them 15 seconds in the 4th quarter to give them a chance to tie it, as that one's going to be picked off on the 2-point try. Not going to take it back, though, so regardless, pick, incomplete, fumble, tip pass, whatever it is, it all counts the same. A failure is a failure, so you're going to be still down by 2 to this UCLA squad as they'll throw underneath. Got to catch and run for the first down to the 43-yard line. 9 minutes to go as they'll stretch left and nowhere. That's a loss of 1. Run game for UCLA hasn't been all that crazy, but that's a good run. All right when I say something. Hey, he's going right back up over 4 yards a carry, sweep it, and that's going to be a tackle for loss and right back below 4 yards a carry. So 2nd and 14 over the middle, and that'll get them halfway to the sticks. 3rd down and 7 as he steps up, fires one down the field in double coverage and knocked out of bounds. Field goal tries the long kick, 58 yards, and he missed it. Long kick, and it's going to be a costly miss. Louisville, though, might not be able to capitalize on it. They get nothing on 1st and 2nd down. And on 3rd down, they get nothing again. So 3 plays, 0 yards, and they'll punt it away so UCLA can go right back out there and get right back where they were. 100 yards for their receiver. Run game, though, that's been the key to not be able to put this game away for UCLA. It's been not being able to run the ball effectively. 3rd down and 10. That's what happens when you're losing 2 yards on a run on 1st down. They'll throw it deep again, this time right side. 1-on-1, incomplete. So the downfield coverage holding up, and Louisville will have another try at it with under 4 minutes to go, needing just a field goal to win this one. As they'll throw underneath on the hitch, and that'll get them 9 on the play. 46-yard line, 2:49. Run the ball up the middle, 1st down. And they are ticking towards the 2-minute warning with a throw, diving grab, 1st down. 90 seconds to play. Can't get sacked here, but he does. That is a costly one. 3rd and 18. You need to get something here. No! You lost field goal range, and it's 4th and 18. And that's not going to be even close. The sack just destroyed their hopes. Destroyed them. They still have another chance, though, if they can stop them here. And the run game, once again for UCLA, can't do anything. They're going to try to end it in the air. It'll be on a screen. He's going to have right a yard shy, right at the sticks, and he couldn't get it. One more chance for Louisville with just under 50 seconds to go. 34-yard line, over the middle. That's caught for the 1st down. And now 37 seconds to go after the spike. Throw left side. Got to get out of bounds. I don't think he did. He didn't. They had to go back to the line. 22 seconds. One play for field goal range, maybe. Out of bounds. 4th and 2. Here's the game. They'll run it. Bold. Call. Flag. Down, but they got it. But there's a flag. That is unbelievable. That might be it. They got to go and get a 4th and 12 now and then spike the ball if they don't get out of bounds. But they have to get it, and they'll go deep. All for it, and no picked. Game over. And whoever got that holding call just cost them a chance to go to the national championship. Chancy. It's 9 sacks, but 27 tackles for loss. doesn't go to the NFL, actually. Holly goes to the NFL, though, gets drafted in the second round. Danny McKee ends up at Auburn. Chancey, our third player to, with coach boost and everything, hit a 99 overall. Lamar McNitt out here for Syracuse. These normal dev players, it's funny. They just all doing a whole bunch of nothing. D. Ezekiel, decent player. Oklahoma, though, pretty good team. Danny McKee looks to be really, really solid. These safeties have been really good, I feel like. The safeties have been very safe, very consistent. Linebackers, there it is. The linebackers have been very hit or miss, though. And here's what could be a miss. He's a bust, so move on to the next season, where Louisville back to a first round bye, 13-0, number 2 seed. Lamar got a whole 3 tackles, but 2 for a loss. Good on him. D. Ezekiel was a rotational D lineman, got 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. And Auburn, their safety McKee, he was a starter day 1, and Auburn was the 11 seed, but they missed the playoffs, so they end up smacking Washington in a bowl game instead. And McKee, 65 tackles. I mean, cool to see a true freshman starter. Louisville, though. Chancey, what do you got here? This is your chance to once again compete for a national championship. Louisville came close last year. They should have done it last year, at least made it. We don't know if they would have won, but they should have made it. Now 13-0, you know, about as big a favorites as you can be amongst the college football world, and in a tie game against Ohio State. 3rd down and 11, 28-28, and you're at the 24-yard line, and a strike down the middle, touchdown! Louisville, 35-28, as Ohio State loses 2 on that play. 2nd down and 12 is Ohio State down the middle of the field, and that loss of 2 does not bother them much as they get the 1st down immediately after, and then hand the football off. Stiff arm down. Hit hard, but a 9-yard gain, and they'll get the 1st down on the very next play. Spinning through a defender and getting past midfield. So Ohio State's ground game getting it done on those last 2 plays. Then a check down there to the back end. He'll have just 2. Quarterback 4 interceptions on the day, but still Ohio State in position to maybe tie this one up. 28-yard line, 2nd down and 3, run game. Yet another 1st down. They're moving it little by little. 20 carries, 89 yards. As quarterback is spinning off a defender, and he'll have 8 more. They're in the red zone. 3 minutes to go. Another 1st down on the ground and inside the 5. Goal to go. Ohio State for the tie. And there it is. 35-35 with just over 2 minutes to play. A little bit of a high-scoring battle here where the defenses aren't really doing their thing, as Louisville with the 2-minute warning, hitting a big strike, get it by the 2 defenders, they can't catch them. Touchdown, Louisville. One big strike gives them the lead, and Ohio State now down once again as they hit out the RPO with a nice one there. That's going to give them 17 on the play. Now from the 34-yard line as they'll throw deep, and he's got it, and now it's Ohio State's turn. Touchdown, 66 yards. Louisville just can't seem to shake this Ohio State squad, and neither defense is coming up with the big plays that they need in this moment, aside from right now. Sacked. Loss of 10. Ohio State can get off the field here, and the short pass will result in that happening. So the Buckeyes got 45 seconds to play, and they can win it right now. Just maybe 20 yards for field goal range, as they'll get a quick hitter there, and there's half of them midfield. I don't know what their kicker's range is, but they're close to it, as he's gonna get it to the outside. There it is, 1st down and more. 26 seconds, and Louisville, despite being undefeated, it might not matter. Field goal for the win, potentially. It's good. And Louisville has 7 seconds to go. 84 yards. Deep ball. It's going to be just dropped off the tip. I would have been fascinated to see if he caught that ball, if he would have been able to take it all the way. Chancey gets a sack, but the defense allows 45. And despite winning awards last year, it's this year where he had 17.5 sacks and still had 27 tackles for loss. That proved to be a special season, and he's a 1st rounder, ending his career at a 98 overall. As we are winding down to the last couple of players, Florida State's where the next player lands at linebacker. Lamar McNitt is out here, still just kind of existing. D. Ezekiel not able to take that next leap into the 90 overalls to be you know, a premier player for this Oklahoma team. Danny McKee, though, nice leap up. He was a starter as a true freshman, so he's going to keep moving. David Pena is going to just check out as a decent player. Brian Harp, linebacker, looks to be really nice. He's a gem, 89 speed. Nice attributes there for him as we go to the playoffs. Auburn is in it. Lamar McNitt still just 4 tackles, but 2.5 sacks. He doesn't play much, but when he does play, it's not that bad. Penn State and Oklahoma bowl game. Penn State dominates Oklahoma 34-13, so D. Ezekiel actually has a really nice year. 9 sacks, 12 tackles for a loss. Just couldn't get any good action in the bowl game. Meanwhile, Auburn taking on NC State, so McKee getting an opportunity here in the playoffs. And I mean, he has a chance to be a really special player just off the fact that he could end up being a 4-year starter, which we don't typically have, but maybe he'll progress too much to where he'll leave after 3 years. But you don't typically get players starting as true freshmen at high-level schools, and you also typically don't get them playing all 4 years, but there's a chance that that could happen here. And Auburn, 10-6 your score, and it's going to be intercepted. They throw it right over the middle. Auburn takes the football back, and a nice return to add to it, all the way to the 31. So a 10-6 low-scoring game, and a play like that can really tilt the scales in your favor, and especially when you're delivering throws like that are immediately after, you might have just enough to win, but NC State picks it off right back. It's been a very interception-heavy video. A lot of quarterbacks are kind of selling this this video. I mean, it is about the defenses, so maybe it's okay. Maybe we could let the quarterbacks take a back seat for the day because, my goodness, they are selling like crazy at times. But 3rd down and 11. NC State got the first down. Caught it behind the sticks, ran past, got it to the 43. 2nd down. That's a terrible pass. That's off target. 3rd down and 10. And he'll throw it deep. He's got a one-on-one ball, and it's caught even though McKee came over and hit him. It still wasn't enough to jar it loose. What a catch. And a 2-yard loss on the run. 16 carries, 25 yards. That's ugly. But the passing game, touchdown, bailing them out. And now Auburn losing by 3. The offense has just not been able to get much going here. Just 10 points on the board and a run play for the first down. As this could be set up for maybe another overtime game. We've had plenty already, and a first down here with 4 minutes to go and clock running. As they're at the 40-yard line, play action, throw left side, wide open, man. Hard hit, but he has it at the 18. Now back him up to 2nd and 12 from the 20. Quick over the middle. He'll get halfway there, 3rd down and 6. 2:20 to go. He'll try and run. Willie, throw it. Yes, he will. I think he had a better chance if he ran it. Instead, we'll go for a field goal here from the 11-yard line. Kick off the upright. Kickers can't succeed either today. Oh my goodness. This has just been such a weird one. As NC State is gonna run for a first down. One more to finish out this one here. They'll throw, and at the sticks, broken up, incomplete. All right, saves them a timeout. 3rd and 9, going, floating, caught that ball. Incredible catch to seal the game. 13-10, your final, as McKee ends up with a little bit better of a season. 11 pass breakups, a pick, 83 tackles. And Lamar McNitt's going to transfer for playing time. I guess that makes sense. Brian Harp ends up landing at Texas, so Texas grabbing another linebacker. And for McNitt, we had our first run-in with the whole, they don't commit anywhere, and then they just kind of disappear. And, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that he was going into, like, his final year and he had never done anything, I might have, like, felt a little bit bad about it. But, like, he was a pretty useless player in this video overall. No disrespect to him, but I mean, it is what it is. We lost them. It is what it is. Brian Harp, elite development, and yeah, really good linebacker. We'll see if we get a little bit more out of him than we have with the other guys. Gabe G, whatever you pronounce it, is an athlete. We haven't gotten like any athletes up until this point, so it's another new one, another one to tick off the board here. So David Pena, not really playing, 5 tackles for him as a redshirt freshman. D. Ezekiel did play pretty solid again. No bowl game appearance, though, for Oklahoma. And Auburn did make the Las Vegas Bowl. It was a 30-16 victory, a little bit closer than on the scoreboard than it was actually in the game. McKee, 3 interceptions, and no draft for Ezekiel, so he does not get picked in the NFL. And Gabe goes to Oregon, which leaves us with just one player to get through to uncover, and then everybody will be in, and then we'll be ready to see out the rest of the guys' careers, wrap things up. McKee looks pretty nice. Brian Harp take a nice leap up. Run stopping and quickness are off the charts good. Gabe is a star development, and we'll see what he can do for Oregon. And it takes us to who the final player will be. Gabe Keaton. All right. Gem cornerback, a zone cover corner. 94 speed, good athletics, solid zone coverage abilities. Yeah, he looks pretty nice. So we go to the playoffs, and we actually do have a little bit of action to potentially hop into for you, as Pena had a pretty whatever season, and Auburn did sneak in as the 12 seed. If you've been noticing the playoff brackets, Tulsa's been like kind of crazy in this sim, and I don't know why, but here they are. Tulsa is down by 9, but with the ball in the red zone. 24-15 your score is Auburn, trying to go be one of the rare examples of a 12 seed going the distance, as they are going to throw for a touchdown. That is Tulsa for the score, and they're going to have a 22-24 game, and now with 8 minutes to play, and Auburn with a big run, get one man, and number 1 slows him down just enough. They almost broke that one free for a touchdown, and Auburn, they're in a fight against the team. I mean, they're technically the underdogs. Tulsa's been kind of beasting, and they are throwing an interception to Tulsa. Tulsa's been kind of a beast team so far in this sim. They're undefeated. They're the 5 seed, and Auburn, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're an SEC school. The tides have turned here, and Tulsa's a powerhouse, I guess, and Tulsa can win this. They can pull this off right now. 42-yard line, incomplete pass on 3rd down, though, and they'll have to punt it away with under 6 minutes to go. And Auburn down the middle. Oh, it's picked up again. Go on, quarterbacks. This has been what is with the quarterbacks in this video, man? All right, down the middle of the field. To the 5-yard line goes Tulsa for the lead. They can have the field goal, but they want the touchdown. They're being denied so far. 3rd and goal, snaking up the middle. Touchdown, Tulsa. And that'll give them the lead. 29-24, throw on the run. Quarterback got it for the 1st down and a gain of 13 on the play. Auburn, will they go out in one game to a Tulsa squad, or can Tulsa go on a national championship run? Like, they're playing like it. They're playing that good. So maybe, just maybe, 2-minute warning approaching. 57 yards separating them from a win, and that's a big play. To the 2-minute warning we go. They're at the 29-yard line. Throw it outside. Get a couple, and they'll get 8 timeout use. I don't need to use the timeouts. I'd actually say just let the clock run, as that ball caught for a 1st down. There they go. Run it down to 120. Play action. Moving, throwing, oh, they're back in the end zone. Beautiful play, and a touchdown for Auburn in the lead, as they will go for 2 in the field goal game. Tulsa sends the blitz. They get it out and stopped them shy. Well shy. Tulsa can win with a field goal, but Auburn can win it with the stop, and Tulsa deep ball caught. 56 seconds, and they're a little bit closer. Oh, tipped and picked. Picked off. Auburn's gonna survive Tulsa, and I don't think that's a sentence you're gonna hear very often. They survived Tulsa in the playoff game. Meanwhile, for Texas, things are just not going their way in this video. Nebraska smacks them around 41-17. So for Harp, 87 tackles, 2 picks, 7 deflections, pretty solid. We go back to Auburn though, as 12 seed taking on the 4 seed. They are up by 11 on Duke, so things go in the way of Auburn. It'd be crazy. I don't think I've really seen many 12 seeds win the championship in this year's college football. It happened more last year. There's a lot more unlikely champions last year. Now, like, the sim is a little bit more strict, I feel like. But, hey, it's 4th down. Duke is going to try a field goal and make it a 1-score game, as it'll be 24-16, and Auburn lose a yard on their starting play of the drive, as at the 17-yard line they'll go and throw an incomplete pass. So that's not a first 2 plays you'll want to see to start things off, as he'll lose another yard. They'll actually say he got back to line of scrimmage. Doesn't matter, though. They'll punt, and Duke can immediately put this game back within their sights with a tying drive here. They'll need the touchdown with the 2-point conversion, but they don't do anything with it. They go 3 and out basically, and Auburn takes it right back over, and that's a lot better. A 10-yard run, 2nd and inches, just over 6 minutes to go. And that's just going to be blown up in the backfield. You had 2nd and inches. Now it's 3rd and 4. Line doing a good job there. Gives the quarterback time. He could have maybe ran for it. Instead, double coverage jump ball incomplete. Duke will take back over as they'll throw a quick slant and 1st down yardage. Moving to the 40-yard line. As now 4 minutes to play. Cut for a near 1st down. It'll be 3rd and 1. It's a long one, but they'll go with the read option, and he's got it. Duke moving into enemy territory as they'll go play action. Blitz off the edge. It's McKee. Danny McKee with the sack off the safety blitz. Huge play, 3rd and 15 instead, as they got a long way to go and they won't even come close. 4th and 8 with the game potentially on the line here. Deep ball, 1-on-1 coverage, knocked away. Duke now needs to get a stop in the worst way, but Auburn not letting it happen. Big run, and he stays inbounds. Timeout being used. We're past the 2-minute warning. One more 1st down will do it, and there it is. All right, from 12 seed to semifinals appearance. McKee tackle for loss, sack, 8 tackles overall, and now we are in a 17-17 matchup against number 1 Penn State. Auburn, can they go from 12 seed to the end, to the finals, to the championship? Well, they're going to have to punt this ball away and give it to Penn State, who is running it for 8 yards on that one. From their own 29, read option to the outside. Nice blocking from the lineman, just shove it over everybody. And a big run for the quarterback on the option. Running back this time doesn't get anything really, as from the 35, 3rd down and 9. They're going to take the shot deep. They're going for an attempt. Oh, into the hands of McKee. Picked off. And McKee got a sack last game, a pick this game, and he's helping Auburn try to pull off a miracle run. And they get a completion there. So already moving the football to the 34-yard line. Bubble screen out. Nice block from the receiver. Seals the edge. And another 1st to the 45-yard line. 6:30 to go. They'll go to a little end around. And that was disastrous. Lost 7 yards on the play. 2nd and 17. Draw up the middle and leaping for a 6-yard gain. 3rd and 11. And the end around might have killed their drive. And yep, it did. 4th down, they'll punt it away, and Penn State will take over with just under 5 to go. And they'll start their drive with just 4 yards on the first 2 plays. 3rd down and 6 from their own 15, and passes caught, and a 1st down. And Penn State putting themselves maybe in a spot where they could, situate things in a way where they can take out the rest of this clock and maybe kick that game-winning field goal. Though kicking, especially for Penn State, when we were spectating them, hasn't been very good, so maybe the odds not in their favor, as kicking just in general has been bad, though. 2nd down and 5, 2-minute warning. 1st down, right across midfield. And I'd say they're about, now in field goal range, as I don't need to make any calculations here. They're very much in field goal range. 149, and over the middle, maybe they're just looking for the touchdown, and I can't blame them the way field goals have gone so far in this video. Over the middle, caught, and right at the 1, 2nd and goal, handing it off. Hey, stonewalled, 3rd and goal, and it means it's going to be another field goal try. It's a chip shot. Chip shot, field goal. Oh, he hit it. Okay, they hit the field goal, but Auburn now has just 70 seconds to play. And they got to go a long way, but they need just a field goal to tie it up, to maybe send another game into overtime. They'll have a 1st down. I'm saying 30 to 35 yards is what they're looking for at bare minimum is what they need. They got 37 seconds to play. 3rd down, and they're going to just go for it all. They want it all in one play. Tipped. Incomplete. The ball hung up in the air for a moment. Now 4th down with the game on the line. It's caught. He broke a tackle and just past the line. All right, they spiked the ball. It's 23 seconds to go. As they step up, you need one big shot. You need one big play. He doesn't want to run. He ends up taking a lot of time on that play and throwing an incomplete pass. 3rd down and 10, and that ball just thrown away. Didn't like what he seen. All right, you got one play to get it inbounds and then run up and spike it. Here it is. It's picked off. It needed to take a shot. It could have been outside, could have been inside. Didn't matter where. You just needed to take a shot, and it didn't work out. Game over. And, well, it was impressive, though, for Auburn to make it that far. Makia ends up in a really nice season. 4 picks, a sack, 10 deflections. I mean, yeah, really nice season. 3rd round draft pick, well-deserved. He was a really solid player. The final player of the video, Gabe Keaton, goes to Georgia. So Georgia's been pretty invisible in this video, but maybe they'll start to do something now, as Gabe is going to end up transferring. Again, couldn't find him, and then he ends up landing at Colorado. So he didn't get better, though. He didn't get better at all. He still's, for a star development, really rough. That's interesting, I guess I'd say. But Gabe Keaton, we saved a good one for last. Elite dev corner. And yeah, some of these corners are really crazy, but he'll maybe see a little bit of playing time as a freshman, but Georgia in the playoffs, and he was the 4th corner on the team. Brian Harp ends up making NCAA All-American as a redshirt sophomore. Yeah, Keaton, just 2 tackles, doesn't really play much, so not anything to hop into. Gabe, 9 tackles for Colorado. And Pena, he's an 88 overall, but he's 18 tackles, but 5 sacks. I don't know what's going on over there, but he's not doing a crazy amount. And Texas ends up actually dominating in their bowl game. Brian Harp, 27 tackles for loss, 13 sacks. Actually a pretty nut season for him. And the linebacker doesn't get drafted. Pena doesn't get drafted for Florida State. So Brian Harp stays another year. He's a 96 overall with boosts and everything. Gabe, he's still not good. He's still going to be a backup for Colorado. I don't know what's going on there with Gabe. He's just not getting better. Keaton, though, Gabe Keaton, you know, the other Gabe, the one that we actually care about, though, he's looking pretty nice. He's going to be starting. Brian Harp goes into no bowl game, ends up with a step-back season, and in the playoffs now, we have Georgia, 41-23 in the 1st round, taking out Michigan. So it looks like the only hope we have of getting maybe another national title or another serious run on the board is Gabe Keaton at cornerback for this Georgia squad. They're a great team, and Georgia, big strike. Man, a lot of Penn State in this video, taking them on 28-27 as at the 6-yard line. It'll be now 3rd and goal from the 3. Oh, he threw a pick in the end zone on a goal to go with the lead in his hands, and Penn State gets it back. Man, you threw, that is a terrible, terrible play to have. And that could end up costing them at the end. As long as they get a stop, though, you'll still be within only 1 point. If you allow a field goal, that's still at least acceptable. They're not even going to have to worry about it, though. They get the stop, get the football back at the 25-yard line, 6.5 minutes to go, and Georgia with the 1st down. They'll reach that ball out. It's a little dangerous reaching it out in the front of the defender's face as they'll go run right up the middle. And nice cut to get them to the 49. Now move ahead. 2nd down and 3. From the 42, pass caught for the 1st down. As at the 33-yard line, they're just slowly moving this football. Take their time, under 5 minutes to go. Slide it down, quarterback diving ahead inside the red zone. 4:30 to play. Caught it again. Keep the chains moving almost. It's 1 yard out. And there they got it. And he's inside the 5, down to the 2. We're at 3 minutes to go. 3rd and goal. Wide open. Touchdown. Took a lot of time. Scored. And no 2-point conversion. They'll just be settling with a 6-point game. As Georgia's defense, can they come up with the play to end this one? 3rd down and 4 at the 2-minute warning. He'll throw middle. Incomplete. 4th down. Potential game here. There we go. It's incomplete. Georgia can win it here. Field goal will do it. 1st down will do it. As long as they just don't turn it over. 3rd down and 1. They'll keep it. And there's the 1st down. Game over. Georgia dominates in round 1. Takes care of business in round 2. Keaton, 8 tackles. Led the team in tackles and a tackle for loss. And then semifinals. Georgia 48-3, dominating their way to a national title appearance. And in the national championship, it's 37-28 in Ohio State. They're the #1 team in the country. They're 15-0, but right now Georgia is working on trying to maybe even shut the door on this one early in the fourth quarter, because with the 2-score lead, if they prevent Ohio State from finding points on this drive, I mean, it's going to be hard to believe Ohio State can pull off a 2-score comeback sack, 3rd and 5. And this is a game-defining 3rd down potentially. They're on the fringe of field goal range. They're going to throw it deep for the end zone. Incomplete. 42-yard line. They're going to try the field goal. 59-yarder. Kick. It's good. That was close. That was close. That was really close, but he got it. 37-31, 1-score game. Ohio State with the interception. Oh my goodness, man. Ohio State can take the lead here as the sack comes in. That dude just came zooming in. What the heck? This is his 4th sack. Who is that dude? Who's number 79 out there? He's going crazy, throwing across his body. Incomplete, 4th down. They're going to try another field goal. This one, 1 yard shorter than the last one. Good again. Well, now it's a 3-point game. Ohio State slowly climbing back into it with field goals. Georgia trying to get something going on offense now from the 43 play action. And over the it's picked off again. What are you doing? What's going on, guys? Okay, 5 minutes to go. Ohio State, I mean, their kicker just hit from 58 and 59, so they're almost in field goal range again. 3rd and 9. They're going deep. They want more. They want the touchdown, and they're not going to get it. And that costed them big time. The punt was a shank. That was a terrible punt. A fumble. Dude, Georgia, what are you doing? 2 picks on a fumble. They keep the fumble, though. 3rd down and 7. They don't convert. This is crazy. All right, well, Ohio State, you got another try. You can go and try to get another field goal. You know your range. You know you don't need to go too far. As that ball incomplete, they go 3 and out instead. They're going for it with 2 minutes to play and going deep. And it's incomplete. Georgia might have just built up too much of a lead to let it slip away. Touchdown immediately off from the 10-yard line. Georgia takes a 10-point lead right back. And even though Ohio State has had their chances, they just haven't been able to find the end zone. Those field goals helped, but they were not ultimately going to be enough. I mean, they got 2 timeouts and thrown to the outside. They're inside the red zone, so maybe an onside kick here. If they score quickly, they still have 2 timeouts. Oh, it doesn't matter. Gabe Caton jumps in front, sails in, wins it, takes it, pick 6. Gabe Caton in a 3-yard pick 6 to seal a national title. All right, we'll take that. That's a fun way to end that season. And another player winning a national championship. Keaton ends up with 75 tackles, a pick, a deflection. Not a lot in the deflection category, but hey, he did what he had to do to help his team win the national championship. Harp ends up being a high draft pick, of course. Gabe for Colorado, not too good. Keaton here, though, looking really good. He's up over a 90 overall, and Georgia back in the playoffs, 1st round bye. So Gabe G or Gabe Gee, Colorado's not really doing a whole lot. They're just kind of existing. And in the playoffs, Georgia, they had a 1st round bye. They take care of business in round 2, 42-21. And right back in the semifinals, and right back to a rematch, and right back to a familiar scenario, a 2-score deficit. Ohio State, Georgia, this time in the semifinals. And Georgia throwing it deep. It's incomplete. And a 3-score lead on the horizon with a field goal try here. Kick on its way. Good. 17-point lead. And Ohio State might be double trouble for them. Yeah, it is. Picked off, taken back, pick 6. Not Gabe Keaton, somebody else this time, but Ohio State. Yeah, I was going to say double trouble for them. Back-to-back years losing to Georgia, looks like, as Ohio State picked up again. 34-10, another pick. And why not try to pile onto it, but we advance that a little bit further. And with 2 minutes to play, Ohio State gets a pick, and they take it all the way for a pick 6. So, hey, good on them as they go and then kick an onside kick, and they recover the onside kick. I mean, I've got to be too scared, though. I mean, the one onside kick we get a video potentially is going to be a kind of a meaningless one unless you have the greatest comeback in human history coming out here, as they'll throw for another first down. Good on them to keep it fighting, keep it going, as they'll find a end zone shot for a touchdown. All right, well, you go and make it a 34-24 game. Another onside kick this time picked up. So, I mean, a little bit of excitement at the end, but Georgia basically takes care of business again. And it'll be 34-24 on to a second straight national championship. Can we go back-to-back? You know how rare it is to go back-to-back with one of our players? It's not happened very often. Not this year, not last year when it came to college football sims. So this is a rare opportunity, and you'll never guess who we're playing. We're playing Penn State again. What is going on with Penn State? I mean, all you had to do is get rid of James Franklin. You can just do this. You can just make the national championship every year. This might be the greatest play I've ever seen in my life. That's a new one. That is a new one. Yep. In all my times watching Madden in college football, I've never seen that one before. Imagine just running up on 3rd and 5 on an 8 minutes to go game and spiking the ball. Like, what are we doing? I swear, like, actually, every time I make a video on this game, like, a new random thing I've never seen before pops up as, like, an issue or some weird anomaly. I don't even want to call it, like, a glitch, just kind of like what are we doing? A head scratcher. Like, I don't know, but, hey, we'll focus back in on the game. It's a 1-point game, 5 minutes to go. And Georgia with the football, they got it back after that incredible spiked football, and Penn State picks them off. I guess maybe they're trying to do the thing where, you know, when a quarterback has a bad game and they throw a bunch of interceptions, there's always the graphic. It's like, if you would have just spiked the ball every play, you would have had a higher passer rating. Maybe that was the test there, because when they let him not throw a spike, it was a pick. So Penn State, pass interference, they'll get the football. I mean, they caught it anyway, so no need to accept the pass interference. They'll swing it outside, and running back has a 3rd down and inches. Not quite a first down, but they'll sneak in. He got drilled, but he got it, so just enough. And looking for that 8-point lead, not quite. Timeout used, 3rd and goal from the 9, and he's sacked. So Penn State, all this nonsense happening in this game, and, well, it's just a 4-point matchup with 2 minutes to play. So Georgia, every opportunity in the world to make it happen. Okay, maybe spiking the ball was a better idea. Come on, picked off again. That actually is the experiment. He had a higher passer rating spiking the football than actually throwing it. Okay, touchdown Penn State. Immediately just takes it to the 1-yard line. And Georgia, with under 2 minutes to go, incomplete pass, 4th and 4. I mean, you need a miracle here, and they will keep the drive going a little bit longer at least. Yeah, but, like, this video, I mean, we've popped up with that weird, there was a couple of instances where, like, the quarterback would just run in a straight line and go out of bounds, and there were some weird instances where the quarterback just didn't want to run the ball at all, and they just chose to throw it even though they had wide open rushing lanes, and then we get a spike, and then, I mean, there was a lot of picks from the quarterback, so I don't know if the quarterback AI got kind of messed with in an update or what was going on here. This is a weird video. I mean, I do kind of like when it gets a little weird, though. I mean, it gives us a fun viewing experience. Maybe not the most realistic thing in the world, though, is a touchdown from Georgia. They finally do score, but it's with 13 seconds to go. Onside kick is picked up. Penn State will ensure that no back-to-back happens. So the rare attempt at a back-to-back does not go the way of Gabe Keaton, which leaves us with one last season to get through. Gabe ends up with 59 tackles, 2 picks, 6 deflections, a forced fumble, and some fumble recoveries, as our Gabe over here at Colorado is not really doing a whole lot. But Keaton, hey, he's up there. He's up there for overalls. And Georgia, once again, undefeated, #1 seed as well. Tulsa's going undefeated like every year. Colorado, no bowl game, 3 sacks, 15 tackles for a loss. He's just an all right player. But hey, here we go. This is it. This is the last set of games we have, or last potential game at all. Like, I mean, they might lose this one. So #9 Washington taking on an undefeated Georgia, and Gabe Keaton trying to, you know, stake his claim as having like maybe the most playoff wins any player has had in any of these videos for us. I guess I do have everything written down, so I guess I could go and look who has the most playoff wins in all the videos combined. He's trying to put his name in that conversation, though. If he goes and wins the national championship this year and gets to, like, 9 wins or 10 wins or whatever it is. I think he'd have 10, something like that. He would be up there, is all I'm trying to say. As Washington gets the first down and more. Touchdown. Washington 17-14. They are on top. Just 7 minutes to play. Georgia read option. That's going to be a first down at the 30-yard line. So 70 yards of field in front of them. Only got to get a fraction of it, though, to get into field goal range and try to tie it up. And that's going to be a big chunk of it. 18 yards on the play as they send the blitz. And Washington gets beat. They get a quick hitter. 5 yards, second down and 5 at the 47. Run on the football. Falls forward, 3rd and inches. Probably going to sneak it here. Yes, they will. They do got it. And keeping the drive going a little bit longer. In long distance field goal range. Now you got it. Inside. Very makeable distance with under 5 to go. Georgia with a clean pocket. Just a 3-man rush. And they'll hit the check down. Tight ends got 6 on the play after the broken tackle. 3rd and 3. All out blitz. And Washington got in there. Hit him. Ball goes into the dirt. And a field goal for the tie is good. So Washington now will have just over 3 minutes to try to end this one, as they will have a 3rd down and 8 early on. Don't want to go 3 and out. He just kind of leaps and floats that football up. An incomplete pass, so not too good there of a drive. It's Georgia. This is their opportunity to keep it going, undefeated streak to 14-0 to try to get to a 3rd straight national championship and win their 2nd in 3 years, as they'll throw down the middle, tipped and incomplete. Broken up, a lot of defenders and receivers in the area. Draw play gets nothing. They'll lose 3, 3rd and 13. And for the first down marker, he's got it. Broken tackle, and he gets out of bounds. And Georgia, that could be what they need to win this one. They send another blitz. Washington does, but that one doesn't get in either. 3rd down and 3. Quick throw. And close, but he has it. Washington, they're all out of hopes. They're all out of opportunities. Just 6 yards separating Georgia. No timeouts. Down for another first down. They can run out the clock and kick a 20-yard field goal or just punch it in here. Handing it off. They'll lose a couple, but now centering the football, it's even better for them. 15 seconds. Run the ball. Oh, he fumbled in the end zone. What? He fumbled at the goal line. We're going to overtime one more time in this video. What is going on? You've got to be kidding me. What is happening? One more overtime for just... Why not? Georgia, are they going to choke it away? As they'll go 10 yards there. 3rd down and 2 after losing a little bit. 3rd down, floater! Got it. 1st down at the 6. Goal to go. Georgia sends 4, gets in, sacked. As they'll get him to 3rd down and goal from the 10. Another 4-man rush. Gets off the blocks, swatted down, and they'll have to settle for a field goal try. As Washington knocks it through the uprights. It is good. Georgia, touchdown for the win. Field goal to keep it going. What do they got here? Can they win it? 7 yards to start things out. 18-yard line. He's going to step up and throw. 1st down and goal. And trying to salvage what would have been, they're trying to avoid what would be an all-time choke, as they'll have it at the 5. 3rd and goal for the touchdown, for the win. He's sacked. 4th and goal, they'll have to kick it. And the field goal for double overtime is good. We're just going to have it first. I still can't believe they fumbled at the 1, and now double overtime past the outside. That's going to be caught, and he'll have it 3rd down and 6 after a 4-yarder. I want to settle for another field goal. They're close. 4th and inches, and they are going to kick it. It's so close. I just go for it. Like, it's so close. Georgia now. They allow a touchdown. It's over. And Washington's not going to waste any time. 15 yards on the play. 10 yards out. And the run. He'll have more than half of it. That's going to be 7. 2nd and goal turns to 3rd and goal for the win. Washington scrambling. Touchdown. And the video comes to an end with a crazy choked loss for the undefeated Georgia squad, but don't go anywhere yet. We have some stats and info to get into. Gabe Keaton, 3 interceptions, not a lot of deflections, but ends up being a 1st rounder, 96 overall. and the other Gabe for Colorado doesn't end up getting selected. But man, this was just a wild one. This was a whole lot of stuff happening. You can take a look at the national champions and Heisman winners. Heisman winners, there's a couple of odd names here, but let's get into all the stats, all the info, all the stuff that some of you guys probably are really interested in. So let's start things off with location. You get the #1 defensive player in the nation. Well, where are they coming from? Overwhelmingly, this is one of the weirdest splits I've had, just continuing the trend of just odd numbers and odd things happening. 7 of the players were from Florida. Now, Florida being on top isn't surprising, but typically throughout these videos, there's been a lot of even splits. A lot of the times where the most will be 3 or 4, and it'll be 3 from California, 3 from Florida, 3 from Texas, 4 from Georgia. It'll be like a 3-3-3-4 split or something like that. A lot of the videos have been like that, but this is just a dominant showing from Florida where they had 7 players, and also California showed out 4 players, and then only a couple other states, 3. Texas, Oklahoma, and Maryland had 2, so Maryland kind of came out of nowhere. But for some of the other usual suspects, Georgia being one of the main ones, only 1 player for Georgia. Nevada had 1, South Carolina, Ohio, Minnesota, Louisiana, New Jersey, New York, which means we move on to the positions. Well, what was the positional split for all these defensive players? And it was pretty spread out, pretty even. We went a long time without getting a D tackle, but we did end up with 3. That was the least. And then we had 4 safeties. The safeties were pretty solid. And then a very even balanced split at the top. 6 linebackers, 6 cornerbacks, 6 edge rushers. If you would have asked me, I would have thought edge rushers would probably take the crown uncontested. I probably would have thought it'd be a little bit more on the edge rusher side of things, but 3 different positions with 6 at the top. And then, yeah, I think every position was represented, though, pretty fairly, I feel like. So when it came to how these players fared with scouting and their development, of the 25, we had 5 of them be gems, 4 of them be busts. So overall, 9 of the 25 kind of, was above or below expectations, and a lot of different movement going on around there, as we had a whole range of development traits as well. I mean, 3 of the players ended up being normal, and the 3 players who were normal were they weren't even that bad, but it's you go to a good team and you have normal dev, it's you're just gonna get buried on the depth chart. 5 impacts, 10 stars, and 7 elite though. So 17 out of 25, giving you that premier development potential. And not every single one of the stars or elites was hitting, because Gabe G was out there, never getting better, and he was a star development. But, more often than not, those top tier developments are going to do numbers for you, especially if they get onto the field early. Players also fared extremely well when it came to their development. This is a pretty strong tree of development here. So on average, about a 78 to 79 overall is what you're going to find. A lot of the players were just straight up 78 overall, but we did have 4 of the players cross the 80 overall threshold day 1. We had 3 81s, 3 really good players from day 1. 2 of them were gems, so it wasn't even all of them were gem players. One of our 81s was just a straight up normal guy, and we seen as low as just only 76, and even then, that didn't happen very often. The players started off pretty good, and with the good developments, they worked their way up. 83.6, 87.1 by their 4th year. 90 overall, just over 90 overall on average, and if they made it to a 5th year, which not a lot of guys did, just under 91 overall. But the development of these guys was spectacular, and we had some big time movers throughout their career too, and single year jumps. In terms of single year jumps, the biggest one we got was a really crazy one. 79 overall as a true freshman, jumped all the way up to a 91 overall edge rusher, George Chansey. And the thing about him was, he was an elite dev, yes, but he was just not a gem or anything. He just jumped up crazy and was an amazing player right off the bat once he got out there. And we had a lot of career jumps that were around the same level. A lot of plus 16s, plus 17s, plus 18s. The slight edge goes to a plus 19 through their career, but a whole number of guys went up about a plus 16 to 18 in their career. And then you had a couple of guys go plus 7, but the lowest was one guy went +6. That was Martin Poe. He was one of the normal dev players we got. Ohio State cornerback, went from 78 to 86. So, we had a couple of bad ones, but more good than bad. So when it came to where these players were drafted, I just always find the draft split so funny because, like, they never have, like, it's always all or nothing with these guys. We had 8 guys go in the first round, which is amazing. We had 9 guys go undrafted, which stinks. And it feels like there are some of these guys that go undrafted where it's like they probably should be like 7th round, or this should probably be like late day 3 picks. But, day 3, the middle rounds, like, they never get picked. I don't know what happens in the middle rounds. I feel like every time I do one of these videos, nobody ever goes in the middle rounds. And it makes me wonder, does anybody get drafted in the 5th round of this game? Like seriously. So we had no 5th rounders, 2 6th rounders, 0 7th rounders. We still only had 1 4th rounder, 1 3rd rounder. So, I mean, half the players almost went in the first 2 rounds. And then the rest just kind of were scattered wherever. 9 of them went undrafted. So if you were one of the half that went, really high in the draft, cool. If you didn't, though, more often than not, you were pretty useless. And the funny thing is, the players that went in the 3rd and the 4th round were actually, like, really good players. It's just, I don't know. It's weird how they formulate the draft stuff because, like, players never get picked in the middle rounds for some reason. And we hit the milestones where there was a lot of accolades being won from a team standpoint. Less individual success, but a lot more team success. So when it came to what they were able to do from that standpoint, 20 of the 25 players ended up making at least a bowl game, which is a pretty high rate, but the ones that's crazy. 16 out of 25 made a playoff appearance. 11 of them won a playoff game. 9 of them won 2 playoff games. 7 of them won 3 playoff games, and a grand total. And this is definitely a record. I don't have to go and look in the logs for this one. It's got to be a record. 5 different players raised a national championship. 5 different players won a national championship. That is crazy. There was more national champions than NCAA All-Americans. We had 4 players make NCAA All-American. We had 1 award winner. We had 9 conference All-Americans. We had 5 players at the portal. We had 6 players get to their final season, their 5th season or redshirt senior year. But the fact that we just had so many players win a national championship. I mean, like, there was 2 guys who were on the same team, the 2 Penn State D tackles. So, like, if you want to say 4 national championship teams, but 5 different players got to win a ring, which is awesome. That just doesn't happen very often, and there was just a lot of team success in this video. Which takes us to the final section of this video, the best of the best, and there was a lot to choose from, and there wasn't a lot of guys that it's like, yeah, this is the GOAT of this video, but there was just a lot of really good players, There wasn't one who was, I think, head and shoulders above the rest, but we start off with the first player. I feel like the first player in these videos always does kind of hit, and Nate at linebacker, 284 tackles, 2 sacks, 7 picks, 13 tackles for loss, 24 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, just stuffed the stat sheet and was a consistent starter. Brian Schneider was a really fun one, won a national championship and played a big part of it. Then after winning a national championship, broke out into a All-American, multiple double-digit sack seasons, and was one of the best players in the country. George Chansey transfers to Louisville, goes crazy, ends up with arguably, he was up there for maybe like the best individual season. He had 27 tackles for loss and a 17 sack year. And then he was also the only award winner. And oddly enough, he won the awards that he did on his not as good season the year before, where he had 27 tackles for loss again, but 9 sacks instead of 17. Morgan Lovelace, he gets the nod here. He won a national championship, and I know his stats aren't off the charts insane, but his final year was also up there for among the best years, the best individual years. It's like a 5-pick, double-digit deflection season, national champion, was really good, and helped that LSU team go to win a national championship. And then Gabe Keaton, who got a pick 6 to seal a national championship, went to 2 national championships. It's hard to avoid a player who won as much as he did and made as much, success as he did, was a high overall player, almost won 2 national championships. And, if it wasn't for that crazy choke against Washington to close out the video, maybe could have even went on a run for a 3rd. So his stats don't pop off, go crazy. 6 picks, 13 deflections, but he was a really good player, a really impactful player. Also, shout out to McKee for Danny McKee for Auburn. He cumulatively had a lot of stats, but he was a 3rd-round pick, didn't hit the high overalls, didn't win a championship, didn't have a lot of individual accolades, but his stats were just really good. So, you know, a little shout out to him if you think he should be there. But let me know what you all thought of this one. Thought this was a pretty odd video compared to some of the other ones that we've had, but also still a fun one. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, as all that stuff is super helpful. And let me know what you want to see next, what else you want to see on the channel, what other types of videos you want. And I will see you guys all in the next one.